Hi everyone, I'm going to grab a Dr. Pepper and I'm probably going to go piss. I'll be right back. Be good. Don't scream. Don't destroy chat while I'm gone. I'll be right back. Gore, watch them. Hey Gore, love of my life, sun of in my skies, could you do me a massive solid? Yeah. Could you do me a huge favor and bring me just one of my feel-good pills? Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, Kula, stop trying to steal my husband! Fucking asshole. You're good.
$37 big ones.
37 big ones. 37 big balls bouncing on my walls. No, I regret that, actually. I've just decided.
Yeah.
I realize I should probably have deafened, but that is also extremely funny to hear.
Sorry, Yiggy. Also, Ducky, everybody can hear you now. Ducky, say hi.
Yeah, Ducky, say hi.
Hi. Hi, Ducky.
And Yiggy, say hi. But Yiggy was doing a thing. Yiggy's doing
Yeah, hi.
Yiggy is doing a donathon. Oh, is the baby asleep? Did I wake her up?
Oh, no.
Asking you to bring me my meds? I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
She looks so mad at me.
Oh my god.
She wants me fucking dead.
How
She
fucking dare you?
does have resting murderous face.
Yeah, she really does. I don't. She gets that from me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, she does.
Oh wait, shit, I forgot to start the timer.
Thank you, Gore.
Kula.
All right, I popped my meds. We're good.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Medicated stream.
I'm medicated, so my energy
Alright, who's
will
gonna
be.
host? Who's the host here?
I mean, yeah, but usually Ducky does it, but.
I mean, I don't exactly want to host
Yay
just in
for
case like I
drugs.
have to like leave and like that leaves you guys
I will
stranded.
host.
Okay, then Yiggy can host. It's fine. Yay for drugs.
Oh,
Thank
wait,
you
shit,
for the
there's a
16-month sub, Kula. Love you. Mwah.
Wait, there's a character creator?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you get to make your own little man.
Wait, we can name the farm?
Yeah, and you can name your pets on the farm.
Oh fuck yeah. Favorite thing? Girls.
Oh, valid.
Yes.
Wait, what is our farm name? Wait.
It's your farm. You tell us. We're
Yeah,
just
you
here for
tell
the
us.
ride.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're here to just cause chaos. Yeah, I know Ducky's alive. Isn't that crazy?
It's really freaking crazy.
What was the name of the farm in Baland Wonderworld?
I didn't play. There's a farm in Balan Wonderworld?
Do we want
It's
shared
the first
money?
stage, excuse you.
Yes,
It's the
because
first
shared money is funny.
stage. That's fair. Starting cabin.
so true.
How many?
3.
2.
I don't know what that is.
No, 2 because that there's one house and then 2 cabins.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, we're doing a hype train. God damn. Y'all need to
damn.
Y'all need to go pay Yiggy some money.
Wait.
Go pay me.
I mean, yes, but also...
Go pay Yiggy some money. Hold on. I'm gonna drop Yiggy's link in chat, and I want y'all to go pay Yiggy some money.
Why can't you have Goku's hair?
Just
What do you mean there's 74 hairstyles?
Wait a fucking minute. I've just come to the realization I might not even be following Yiggy on Twitch. No, I am!
I'm not.
Caught
I'm not!
in 4K.
What the fuck?
Oh my god! Oh my god, Cyber Peach Girl!
This is some
Never
bull.
heard of you before. Oh my god!
I love the idea of you being like, I've never heard of you before when people show up in your chat.
That is actually incredibly funny. You are extremely right. Just like always, just... Who are you?
Yeah, like, oh my god, thank you so much for the follow, Big Penis 69. I've never heard of you before.
Wait, we still need a farm name? Shit.
Anyways, I just dropped Yiggy's link in chat. Go pay Yiggy money.
Shit farm! That's fucking
Shit
perfect,
farm!
actually.
Let's go!
Shit farm!
And then you can decide which farm type to have.
Oh, shit, does this matter?
Yes.
Not like particularly. The Meadowlands farm, you start with a coop.
Yeah, you start with
the
chickens.
beach farm, the sprinklers don't work on there.
Oh.
Four corners, it's kind of divided between all of us, and then
Each person kind of gets their own little area.
yeah.
Thank you, Kula.
Yeah, so whatever
Ducky,
like you
got
feel.
a sub!
Oh hey, look at that!
Let's go!
Let's go. I like really need to figure out how to.
Let's just go standard. Standard for first time, I think is fair, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Absolutely.
your first time. You know, you're a Stardew virgin.
A Stardew
Yeah.
virgin is
You guys are
definitely
taking
some
my
words.
Cherry. Taking my Stardew.
Hi,
my
Eva.
Stardew cherry.
I haven't played Stardew Valley in many a year. Like, literally 2 of them. Last time I
Wait,
played
how do I
Stardew Valley
invite
was
y'all to the
pre-baby.
game? How do I invite y'all?
After the cutscene, there should be a. You should be able to
Okay.
get a code.
Does this story matter? Oh, you
No,
want me
your
to
grandpa
have this
died
sealed?
and you stopped working
Oh,
your
damn,
9
it's
to
so
5
sad.
to go raise a farm.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it summed
Don't
up. Look
open
at that
it.
bed.
Why is your grandpa Santa? Why did I almost call him patient?
I thought
That
you were
bed
calling
is like
pastry.
rough.
I've been...
Like,
Also, what the fuck did they do to my bean burrito? Why is this the flattest motherfucker I've ever seen in my whole goddamn life?
because all the non-flatness fucking went to your tits
Bro.
or something.
You're absolutely right.
Oh fuck, you can skip. Thank you, Kula. My dumbass didn't do skip intro, and then I just skipped the intro anyways.
See, I haven't played Stardew Valley since we just discovered pre-pregnancy, so we're back in it. Which letter can I knock on? It's the D, right? Thank you for the hydrate. I'm drinking soda.
I hope.
And the stretch.
Stardew Valley in 0.5 miles. That's not usually how signs like that work, but okay.
Oh, thank you for the pat. Yeah, it is the D. Why the fuck isn't it not opening then? Open.
The D for your progress has been seen.
I'm
Okay,
open.
where's the code?
Oh. It's the E! God damn it.
Can I invite to game? Aha!
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's a box.
Did you call it shit farm?
Yeah.
I fucking
Thought we
zoned
agreed
out
on
for
this.
that.
Wait, how do I open this box? Wait.
You right click. Oh my god, you right click.
Oh, let's go.
Ducky is about to lose her shit.
You're wasting energy!
We just started
Wait,
and
does
Ducky's
every
already like,
step
oh
lose
my
energy?
god.
Oh wait, each time I swung, it lost energy.
Yes, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Gore! Wait, I have to add that manually. I need
my
to do
God.
6.90 times 60. 414 seconds.
What did Gore do?
Donated fucking 6.9. Because of course of course.
That's very gore
wait,
of him.
so Peach, it said you were on the farm.
Yeah, I'm making a character right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm gonna
hide
make
the
our
code.
characters.
Yeah, I have
What do
to.
you
I
mean
have to
hide the
now
code?
make a character. Do do
Wait.
do do do.
Do I have to hide it? What? Where would the... It's friends only. It's in friends only, so it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, thank you for the pets. Gore, thank you
I
for the
love
donation.
that you guys were Steam friends, but not following each other on Twitch.
Yeah, it should be a little wild sometimes.
Listen, it be that way. Okay, so... Oh my god, I blend into the grass.
A green.
Yo, this is just like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Can I have the not white lady haircut, please?
I did it! I got fiber!
I'm so proud
Give
of
it
you.
back.
Now I can shit.
Actually, you know what? I do want the white lady haircut.
White woman jump scare?
Yeah, I want to be the white woman that jump
So
scares
wait,
people.
am I just supposed to be cutting stuff down right now, or...?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Clear
You can use
land.
your
clean up?
scythe to like clear the grass. That the
Damn.
scythe doesn't use energy.
Hey, y'all,
Oh.
what if my hair wasn't actually black? What if it's red with black highlights?
That's good shit, though. Oh my god, I can use cut. This is just like Pokemon.
Yes!
Oh, I know about the cave. I know there's a cave.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I know
a zebra
about one
situation.
character. I know there's like some sewer goblin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The boy.
Yeah.
Krobus.
Krobus is great.
Yeah, that's the one.
Krobus reminds me of Iggy.
I
Yeah,
should marry Krobus.
you should. I support that.
Sounds like he
Oh
needs
god.
I feel like Ducky is like super fast at the character creation because she just makes the same character every time.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I do. I deadass do. I'm just like, yeah,
But this is... Listen, you know what you are.
I do.
She duck.
Yeah.
And you don't understand how hard it is to get like a nice blonde using those colors. It's like,
so true.
oh.
Fair. Wait,
It's like
is there
you
a way to
either-
change shirts? Because I'm not satisfied with my shirt anymore.
You can't.
Okay, it's fine. I'm okay
You can
with
change
Oh my
it,
God,
like,
it's
way
Ducky!
later. Hi. Hi, fellow grass cutter.
Woo! I saw a frog.
Will Ducky survive without her
Congratulations.
wife? No.
I won't. Oh wait,
Wait.
I have a new wife. Leah's pretty. I like Leah.
You
Leah's
like
very
Leah now?
lesbian coded.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
is your wife one of the mods?
Yeah. It's gonna be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow, kids.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta fix my shit in my house. It's awful. Alright. Sup! I'm here. I'm queer. My fireplace
I
is
don't
on.
know who any of the bachelors are. I know you guys sent like the picture earlier, and I
Yeah.
already forgot everyone.
No, that's okay. There's a lot of them. You'll pretty much run into a lot of them. What's your type? And I can tell you if there's somebody like that in game.
I mean, they all looked really cute.
Okay, but I meant like a personality type.
I just like girls and boys, but
But primarily
I
girls.
honestly never thought about a type. I never thought about what my type is. I'm a grass type.
Hi, Yoril. How are
Wait,
you?
what is this thing back here?
The cave?
Wait for my return on the dawn of your third year.
Oh, that's, yeah, it's a whole lore thing.
That's a
Okay.
whole thing.
He's dead though, so doesn't that?
He's
You know
very
what?
dead, correct?
But okay. Anyways, there's a cave. I know about the cave.
Okay, cool.
I know it exists. That is the extent of my knowledge.
Well, so if you like women who are in STEM, Maru is a good option.
Who are what?
In STEM.
like
In
science.
STEM.
Yeah,
I thought you
like
said
science.
STEM.
No,
and
no,
I'm
no.
like, is she autistic?
Yes. A little bit.
Ayo, I love that, love that, love that.
Maru is a great option for that. Also, everyone wants to fuck her mom.
Love that.
So that's totally an option. If you like women who are mean to you, Haley exists.
Love
Yes,
that.
she does.
I mean, I like Yuki, so...
That's fair. Ducky, where are you?
At the bottom of the farm.
Just cleaning stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Should we plant these parsnips that we all got?
I already planted my shit.
Oh, did you in front of your house?
Wait, what?
Yep.
I should probably do that. So whenever that little gift box that you got, it has
Yeah.
veggies in it. It has veggie seeds.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
if
but
you
how do you plant it?
if you use your little hoe, you can hoe the ground like a cheap whore.
Alright, okay, let me talk sweet nothings to it.
Yep.
Hey, babe. How's it, how are those tits?
Yep. Exactly. You got it.
Am I wooing? Am I wooing?
Doing a
Is this
great job.
working? Thanks.
And then once you have hoard out the ground, you can then walk over it and plant
Oh
your
my
seeds.
god, wait! I could absolutely draw a dick out of this.
Oh yeah, you totally can. One, two, three.
I already
four,
for some
five.
made it a spatula, but like
Kula,
I
you know who
guess I
Yiggy
can-
is. Kula, what are you talking about? Who is
Look,
this
you
person?
literally-
Do you know them? Huh?
All right, I planted.
Oh, the character in the
plant.
game. The nature girl? There a nature girl in this game?
Wait, there is?
Are we talking about Leah?
Maybe?
Because, like, she's, like, in the forest in a little cabin.
Okay, I also watered my plants.
Leah.
Congratulations, you are ahead of the game.
Let's go.
Yes, Kula
Cut
was
up
talking
some
about Leah.
rocks.
Ah.
Okay, I need to pull up a list
Wait,
of
what's this
things that my
on?
husband likes, so 1 minute.
Wait,
I-
what is this thing?
I will
There's a
be the
little
fastest
statue
person
here.
to get married. I do this every time.
Woo, timber!
The way we are gonna end up with so many additional NPCs on this fucking land is gonna crack me up, I think. Especially because some of the spouses help do farm chores, so it's like,
Oh, fuck yeah. Put the wives to work.
some of them. Looking at you, Sebastian. You don't do shit.
Wait, should I cut down the trees or get the rocks?
I've been
I
going
like the
just
rocks is the
for
better
rocks.
use of energy.
Yeah. I clean up all the small stuff first, and then big trees and stuff.
I would say the trees, just because your hotbar is all the storage that you have right now.
That's
So
also true.
trees can make chest. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to buy more
Like,
storage.
that's all you get. That's all you get until we make enough money.
timber!
What
What the fuck is this fucked up house?
The greenhouse?
This house here.
The one in the back?
Whatever this one
Yeah, this is
was,
a
it's
greenhouse.
now in ruins.
Yeah, it's a greenhouse. You can
No,
rebuild
that's
it.
gray.
You can rebuild it. I promise.
Timber!
How much do I need? Oh, I need 50. Damn.
Wait, 50 for what? A chest?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What's a good thing?
I also
after this
keep
tree.
forgetting how, like, dark this game is when you don't have a glow ring.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that about Leo, because I don't...
I'm starting to feel exhausted.
Yeah, same. Because I don't fuck with her.
Oh,
So.
just in time. Oh god, you move so slow.
Uh-huh.
Oh god.
I could be lesbian. And I can go for Abigail again.
I've seen Abigail. Abigail's cute.
But I'm so in love with Elliot. Also, he's like a trans woman, essentially, so it's fine.
Oh, that's so based.
According to his, like, wiki, I
Alright, how do I
think
actually get
he's
into bed?
FTM, actually.
Oh, there we go. Wait, for real?
People talk about the fact that if you look at the way his portraits have progressed, a lot of people say like he very much looks F to M based off of his portrait
so
progression.
Based.
It's like a widely considered like fan thing.
It's a headcanon.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot that word.
Headcanon? No, the chainsaw guy has a chainsaw head.
True.
Not a head saw. There's a joke here somewhere.
You'll find it. It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'll get there eventually.
Tomate, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Dog Pound. I hope you're having a great day. Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. I always do. My Stream Deck has to get fully reset up because I switched PCs, and I just haven't done it yet because I hate it.
Fair enough.
Who has not gone to bed yet? Ducky?
Ducky?
What? It's 11 o'clock. I have 50 more minutes, Mom.
What do you mean you have 50 more minutes?
At midnight you pass out.
Bed.
At midnight you pass out.
It's time for... Oh, wait.
No.
Okay,
2 a.m.
You don't pass out at midnight. It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
If you pass out and then get your energy back, why don't I fucking wake up now? Oh.
I love dogs. I also love dogs.
But if you go
in a normal way,
if you go past midnight, that's when like you get like the next day like your energy levels like suck ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say, but I completely goofed it.
Words. I understand. I have mail.
Oh, it's Willy. He wants us to come get our Willies.
Hey, yo.
Did you see that like
got some
that patch note that was like fixed Willy's rod?
Yes.
Oh my god.
The funniest fucking patch note. So if you push E and then click the little crafting, it's the hammer at the top. You can just click chest and drag it into your inventory.
Chest. Okay. I guess I'll toss the coal.
Oh, they switched up the inventory a little bit. That's cool. I haven't played since the new update came out, chat, so don't make fun of me.
House.
Ooh, it's my favorite! Fingers in the dirt!
I prefer fingers in his ass on Sunday.
I do too, but fingers in the dirt are like my second favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Fingies!
Right, where's the beach? I want to see Willy's Willy.
If you push M, the map will open up and it will show you where the beach is.
Oh, Ducky's making a beeline?
Ducky fucking loves fishing, man. I wish it was a joke, but it is not. Oh, fuck!
I am a MILF.
I don't have my fishing
Lewis,
mod.
you want a smallmouth bass? You fucking bet.
Every game is improved with fishing.
I just realized
yeah.
I don't have my fishing mod. I'm going to die.
Ha ha! Get fucked!
I hate fishing in this game.
That is so cute. They have a store for all about Switzerland? That's so cool.
Love that. Oh, I got clay. Fuck yeah.
That's a big plus for this town.
Alright, I get to do archaeology. Gunther! Mountain Dew Valley? Yep, pretty much. Look at all these Mountain Dew greens.
You know, next time we play, we're gonna totally have forgotten that we named it Shit Farm.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Happens every time.
It's gonna blindside us so hard.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that Willy? Then I realized that's Ducky. Who's already fully into fishing.
Yep. Every time.
Oh yeah. Every time.
I fucking hate the fishing minigame in this game, but Ducky adores it.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's Ducky just chilling in my cutscene.
So funny.
With her fucking
That's so
mom
fucking
haircut.
funny. Yo, he gave me the old rod. This is just like Pokemon.
Thank you for telling me that this is a care and a haircut. Now I can't unsee it, Peach. Fuck you!
Hey, Ducky, look what I have.
There's Peach chilling in my cutscene.
Ducky,
Oh,
look
you
what I
got a
have.
chicken?
Yeah,
I see
why is my
that.
mom FaceTiming me right now? Sorry.
Thank God, not now, Mom. I'm fishing.
Yeah, truly. That's Ducky at all times.
All right, how do I?
Oh, Elliot. I need to pull up a list of shit he likes so I can just go ahead and get a head start on that. You would think I would remember, but I've only romanced him once, and that was 2 years ago. Get my mom on the stream? I don't think she'd like that. I think it would really upset her, actually. She can't even look at my model. The titties move too much for her.
So where are the fish?
In the ocean.
Ducky's getting all the fish.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
Yeah, she tends to steal all
Are you
the
not
fish.
getting a little, like, exclamation mark on your
No.
head?
I got us some money.
No.
You're welcome.
Yippee!
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I've gotten nothing.
Yeah, I can't get,
Try recasting.
I can't get my mom on the stream because my boobies upset her.
Damn, imagine getting upset by titties. Cannot relate.
I'm too NSFW for her.
Oh my god, I do have a home field advantage with
That's
fish.
actually really true.
It makes so much sense.
1 second, chat. I'm breaking into everybody's houses.
I got it. Wait.
You gotta, when you hold it, when you press it, the bar moves up.
Yeah, is the farm shit or is it just the farm's products that are shit?
Oh, okay. I'm controlling the green.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, crab cakes. Fuck, I need to be able to fish.
Ha!
This is
Go,
unfortunate.
go, go!
Hold on, real quick. Closing
I
the
did
game
it!
to download my fishing mod.
No, it's Peach's mom that...
Yeah, it's my mom that doesn't like boobies.
Also, maybe I was getting exclamation points, but I just didn't notice, because it's pretty subtle.
Yeah, it can be.
I was expecting, like, a big Pokemon exclamation point.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Okay, he has
Oh,
all universal likes. Why is this? He lives on the beach, that's why. I was like, why does everything this man like? Ooh, okay, I can just do the crab pots.
No, oh, this is hard. I'm gonna go do something else. I got one fish. Can I get this?
Ducky, I'm gonna need you to get fishing level 3 so I can get the crab pots.
I got a clam. I got
You
a
got
clam.
it.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm already level
Thank you for the
2.
hydrate, third word. How you doing? How's the burb?
What do I, with 300 pieces of wood, this could be fixed. Damn, where are we gonna get wood? That's so sad.
Where am I gonna get wood?
Hello? Goku? Sam, why are you Goku?
Why do we suddenly have so much money? What's happening?
Great
Me.
question.
Oh. I was like, what the hell's going on?
And you said the fishing was dumb.
Oh yeah, all the ladies are doing fucking aerobics. Forgot about that.
What's this?
Sup
Oh, it's
milfs?
almost Lewis's birthday?
Sup milfs? How's it going, babies?
Yo, where are the MILFs?
They're in the town store.
I am on the way.
They're doing their weekly aerobics.
I am on the fucking way. Is this-
Kula, shut the fuck up! I have a MILF radar. I can't help that.
Is this it? Where is it? Where are the MILFs?
Here, come here. I'm standing outside. It's in Pierre's. Go. Where
Where
are
the
you?
MILFs?
You're coming up. I see you on the map. I'm right outside. Go inside.
Okay. No, there.
That's the wall, baby.
That's the
Wait.
wall.
They're all back
Milf.
there. Oh, they stopped doing
Milf.
aerobics. You missed it.
Hey, can I join you for some aerobics? Round 2?
Round 2 of aerobics.
Marnie. They're all so cute. Can you fucking romance them?
Most of them, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Single MILFs?
The one who just came in with the purple hair, yeah, that's
she's
Abigail.
Really cute.
She is really cute. She also eats rocks, so, you know.
I love that. Wait, can I marry Abigail? I love that.
Yeah, you can marry Abigail, absolutely.
Wait, I knew that.
Her favorite, her favorite
I was more
rock.
asking, can I marry
Yes,
Abigail
absolutely.
as opposed to you two?
Yeah, absolutely. Ducky is not interested in Abigail.
Nope.
How?
And
she eats rocks.
Abigail's
And I
only my
love
love
getting
interest
cool
when I don't want to deal with all the shit I have to do for Elliot, which I'm making myself do it.
She's a
So.
gamer.
She is a gamer, and she really likes to munch on amethyst. So you know.
I've gotta get her the best amethyst.
Sorry.
You're good. You got the MILF. You got the Karen cut. The dad grunts. We're all good here. Ducky's gonna find me and get me in my sleep. Is what's about to happen.
Ducky when she gets you.
Yeah, that's where we're getting.
Right, I'm gonna cut down some tree.
Stardew is certified MILF territory. Absolutely is. You are so damn correct.
That is so fucking base.
Alright, we watering. Ducky
I've got
will
some
fish.
new ideas to sleep on, apparently.
Ducky will fish till the end of the night, by the way. Just be aware.
Oh, that's space. That is fair, actually.
Boop, boop, boop.
Boob, boob.
Alright. Lewis, you wanted a smallmouth bass. Here's a fucking gold quality one, you whore.
Damn, gold quality already?
Yeah!
Damn.
That's fucking crazy. Gonna go ahead and I'll just work on the weeds.
I know it's kind of fucked up that I'm, like, cutting down my own kind or whatever, but, like, I have a rock muncher to woo.
Yeah, you sure do have a rock muncher to woo. It's not the only thing she's good at munching either. Certified lesbian.
Hey, yo? Hey, yo? Let's fucking go. That's so base. I love that for her.
Doo-doo. Also, she's got daddy issues.
That's fair. Ugh, I'm exhausted, apparently.
Yeah, careful. Watch out for that. If you pass out, the doctor will charge all of us an arm and a leg to revive you.
Oh, fuck,
Ducky will
this is
not be
America?
happy.
Oh, this is America.
Yeah.
Fuck. And given it's farmland, we might be in Kansas.
Ducky is the local capitalist. True.
I thought Potter was.
Yeah, but Potter's not here, so...
So
Fair.
guys, are you ready
So-
to join to get a JoJo membership?
Stop!
JoJo? Like Bizarre Adventure?
I can't do JoJo again!
What is JoJo?
So, in this game, you have two options. You can, pretty much say, fuck the country living. I'm gonna help support the
And get a
the
Costco
Walmart.
membership.
Yeah, I'm gonna support
Yeah,
the local
get
Costco.
Sam's Club membership.
Yeah, and do out Pierre's little shop and leave him jobless and unable to support his family.
Oh my god.
Or you can say, no, I want to be a good human being and I want to actually support the small community in which I live and take care of it through the center. The what the fuck is the name of that center?
The community
Yeah,
center.
the community
But I
center.
said sinner, and I'm like, yo, who's sinning?
So basically, you have two options. You can either do the JoJo route, which you can just pay to unlock like all of like the upgrades and stuff, like the
That's the boring one.
greenhouse and all of that.
Yeah.
Or you can do the community center, which requires you to like get a bunch of different items
and bring them
and
to the community
crops.
center.
And donate them.
So you can pay money or actually be a farmer.
Or actually get up and you can be a CEO or actually do work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kula's like, huh? No, you can just pay a shit ton of money.
Level up. Level 1
Yeah.
foraging.
But there's a lot of stuff
Sure,
you
you
miss
summon
if
Trap
you... Just the one gold.
Look, it happens to the best of us.
So? I mean...
Yeah, but,
Oh, wait,
Kula,
does
you
putting
miss out
stuff-
on a lot of stuff.
Putting stuff in the big
In-
box sells it.
Oh, okay.
Honey, did you think that was
Okay.
storage?
I did. I thought it was just the trash.
I mean, it kind of is, except you just get money for the trash, so...
That's fucking amazing. It's raining.
Fucking crow.
Yeah, that crow scared the shit out of me. Why was it so loud? Holy shit. And I was like, ah!
Timber. So, like, what should I be doing to woo the rock muncher?
So if you have another, if you have the availability to open up another tab, you can type in Abigail Stardew Valley, and her wiki will show up. And on that wiki, it will show you all of her most liked items. The only one I can remember
How
off
do I
the
get
top.
the items?
So it depends on what they are. So the amethyst you can get in the mines. I
Just
do
like
know
Minecraft.
amethyst is something she really likes. I don't really know her other stuff, but some of it's fruits or veggies that you can grow. Some of it's foraging stuff that you can
Okay,
get.
I'm gonna fucking... Or trial and error.
Yeah, or
however-
trial and error. That is true.
Stardew Valley. Okay, let me... Abigail.
Oh, is that the you've got some new ideas to sleep on? Is that how you know that you've leveled up in something?
Yep.
Oh, that
Oh,
makes
that's
sense.
nice. That's new. I like that.
Yes. Yep, that is new.
Oh. She likes
Honestly, I might
stuff
just
from
sit
cooking.
down.
Oh, from fishing.
Damn.
Pufferfish.
Oh yeah, pufferfish.
She also likes pumpkins.
Pumpkins?
And she likes spicy eels, which and I assume you get the eel from fishing.
Yeah, you get the eel from fishing, and then you can get
Fuck,
the
I'm gonna have to
recipe from
fish
the
to tame this
TV.
girl.
Same, honestly.
To tame this girl?
Oh my
How to
god.
tame a girl.
Now that I'm sitting here playing Stardew Valley, I'm like, maybe when I get off stream, I'll just keep playing Stardew Valley.
This is gonna become.
God,
Your
here I
life.
I
go.
can feel it. I can feel it.
Here I go again.
Oh,
I did this in
shit.
high school too,
Go
where I,
again.
instead of actually paying attention in class, I would just sit on my laptop and play Stardew Valley.
That's fair.
I get into these little Stardew Valley ruts where I'm like, I just want to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But like, I have a kid now,
Yo,
so
it's
like, I don't
Mr.
really have the time to
Gamer!
just sit and play Stardew Valley. Who is
Hi,
Mr. Gamer?
Comment.
Oh. Hi.
How much do rocks sell for?
Yeah, maybe I should just put Bunny in like that little like chest carrier thing, and I should just sit and play Stardew Valley at night while she sleeps.
Yeah. Get her
Instead of
her
going to
own
bed.
gaming PC.
Honestly, she's probably gonna want one here in the next few years, so
So she's gonna see you playing it.
yeah, all the time. Like she already wants to play with my mic every time she's in here.
Aww. She's gonna be
Oh.
a streamer.
Probably. Just stream
You're gonna
Stardew
need a new
Valley every
one.
day. I could, but I feel like my viewer count would fall off.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
Stardew's popular right now.
I mean, honestly, who cares if my viewer count falls off? Except for
Yeah.
Gore, because Gore wants me to buy him a house with my VTuber money.
oh,
I don't, except the problem is I don't have that kind of VTuber money.
yeah. You'd have to get
Anyways,
into
guys,
Kurosanji
subscribe to-
and then
Yeah.
retire and then
subscribe.
go into VShojo.
Yeah, exactly. Our future little pogger. Gore, don't call her that.
No. Not the pogger.
Peach, why the
Peach,
fuck are
why
you
are
going
you
to bed?
already
It's
going to
11
bed?
a.m.
I'm
You know
recharging
what?
my
It'd
energy.
be that way sometimes. It'd be that way
I'm
sometimes.
recharging
you know?
my energy just so I don't pass out.
Oh my god, wait, is there a crib in the shape of a mimic chest? That'd be...
Oh, that would
What are
be
these
so
little
cute.
statues?
Gore, we need that for our next baby.
You're already playing a next one?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Whose tent is this? Hello, old man. That's all you have to say to somebody that just broke into your tent house? Just hello?
No, Gore, I want to get a crib that's in the shape of a mimic chest.
Like, this wall is breakable. Where are my bombs?
I think that would be super cute. We could do a D&D.
It would be really cute.
Like fantasy-inspired nursery this time around.
Wait, telescope? Hello? Who's this? Don't mind me, I'm gonna walk around the counter. Robin! She's...
Can,
she's one of the milk!
Can our next baby be a baby dragon? Yes.
Hello, who's Maru? She's cute.
Maru is dateable. Fucking hate fishing in this game.
Demetrius?
Demetrius is Maru's dad.
Oh. So if I romance him, I can get to...
Unfortunately, Demetrius is married.
I can fix that.
You could, if you tried hard enough.
I can fix that.
I'm not gonna traumatize my kid. It's like waking up on the battlefields of Lord of the Rings. I think, if anything, my child will be inspired. Also, what happened to all of our money?
Ducky, what happened to the money?
New rod.
Oh.
Oh my god. You know what? Love that for you, queen.
It's an investment!
To be fair, Ducky's the one who got all that money, basically.
That's true. You make a good point.
Ducky?
Ducky,
Where's
I
the
just,
money?
I just want
It's right there in the
chickens.
bank. It's right there in the bank. All right, I'll take out the money. Yeah, I will.
Ducky, I just want chickens.
Jojo.
You're the motherfucker that wanted
the
a
thing you were
joint
talking
bank
about.
account
I
in this relationship,
know.
alright? So when I spend $2,000 on a fishing rod, you don't get to say shit.
I'm just trying
Actually,
to get a
she
coop.
does get to say shit because that's the name of the farm.
Oh, we should have started on the new farm then.
I know. I wanted to let YGGY pick though. I can always just play my own game later. And
Oh wait, I mean we could have done.
No, it's okay.
that.
Honestly,
We've seen
it's
some
not the end of the
convincing.
day. I'm just a bird lover. So
That's fair. Well, what is this? A ticket machine?
Yeah, you get that from filling errands. And those are posted outside the general store.
Pierre.
On that little bulletin board.
Oh, wait, who's this emo?
That's
Oh, that's
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Out of all the places you could live, he chose Pelican Town. Man, it's like... Man, this sucks. I'm just so dark. I'm just like a dark, fucked up version of the Hamburger Helper one.
Yeah, that's Sebastian
Just a
pretty
glimpse
much.
in my dark reality.
I need you to know, in high school, I romanced the hell out of Sebastian, only to realize that
I'd
he's
buy it. I
fucking
believe it.
useless. The man likes frogs and being dramatic.
Frogs, you say?
Also,
Hey,
where's my
frogs,
favorite?
perhaps?
Where's my favorite homeless man? There he is. Hey, buddy.
Is that the guy in the tent you were I was talking to?
Yeah, I love Linus.
He's not homeless. His home is the tent.
I guess that's true.
Let my mans be.
Kula, are
Yeah,
you
it is like
are you-
his choice.
Yeah, it's true. Kula, are you saying that you are like Sebastian or that you are like Linus? And I don't know which one I should be more concerned about, actually. Do you live in a tent outside of your job? Or do you like frogs and are emo? What scares you, Scarlet? Also, hi. Good afternoon.
What was that?
The roar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a frog.
That's a frog. They're just
Yeah,
loud as
it's
balls.
just like ambience. Yeah. It scared the shit out of me when I first played,
I thought
but
somebody was
then
fucking
like
haunted.
I later read like, oh yeah, there's supposed to be frogs, and I'm like, what kind of motherfucking
Okay.
frog sounds like
Actually,
that?
to be fair, have you ever heard a frog, like, mating call?
Yeah, they're pretty loud.
Yeah? Like, it's actually more fair than you'd think.
What do you mean you weren't expecting to be questioned? I learned
Oh,
that
it's a maple seed.
I found an evil nun doll in my attic. Oh, you're living my dream.
What?
What do you mean your dream?
I love
You want to elaborate on
I
that?
love haunted houses, man. My dream is to buy a house and it just already has ghosts living there.
Okay,
Oh my
if
God.
I mean, haunted houses are usually cheaper, quote unquote, on the market.
Exactly. Like if that house had a murder in it, I want it. Where I want to be.
Yeah, it lowers the property value.
And
honestly.
I love lower property values. And I love roommates. I've never lived alone.
Fair. Listen, if I have ghosts in my house, I just want them to, like, do their part, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Plus
Like,
my
if
kids
someone's
need
breaking in,
my kids need
fucking
friends.
scare the shit out of them.
My kids need friends. If they're
Yeah.
like me, they're gonna struggle to make friends. Easier with
So
dead people.
true.
Also, I need to commission the person that you guys commissioned for those for your reactive PNGs, Ziggy. I
Yeah,
love them so much. They're
it.
so cute.
It's adorable.
I think that they might not be active anymore.
Wait,
I'm
what?
so sorry.
What happened?
I don't know.
Wait, what? What do you mean they're not active anymore?
My house was literally called the Dolls Mansion.
I tried to look them
Oh.
up and they didn't exist.
No.
Oh, you don't like creepy dolls? Okay, then that would be a
What
problem
do you
for
mean?
you.
I
See, I would
just
love to
pulled
live
up
in a
their
house.
Twitter.
I would love to
I
live in
just
a
pulled up
house
their
called
Twitter.
Dolls Mansion.
Oh, they exist still?
Yeah.
Ducky just
Their
got the
comms
wrong
are
news.
full, but
I don't know why I thought that. Maybe I'm thinking. I'm probably thinking of something else.
Maybe.
probably.
See, Gore doesn't like creepy dolls
Oopsies.
either, which is why I'm not allowed to go to resale shops alone. Because I
What's
come
he
home,
gonna do if you come home with a creepy doll?
he will divorce me if I come home with another clown doll. So,
Another?
well,
Another?
so look, hear me out. I love dolls from antique stores because most of the time they have human hair on the inside.
What?
Yeah, it was like an old like stuffing technique. Whenever a family member would pass away, you'd make a doll and then stuff it with their hair that you would cut off of them before you buried
Okay.
them.
I mean, that's almost cute and wholesome.
Yeah.
Almost. Not quite.
Yeah, and sometimes they have like little jars in them with the person's teeth too. So whenever you open them, you get free stuff. You get like a 3 for 1.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Peach?
Yeah,
Is that what we're calling that?
yeah. I love
All
free
right.
stuff. Stardew's going good, third
I-
word. How are
Oh,
you?
shit. Actually, wait. No, Peach is cooking, actually. Wait. Wait, no, you're cooking. You know why?
Why?
You know why you're cooking? Tooth Fairy.
Yes, free money.
Like,
They
if
they
there's
put all the
more
teeth in
teeth-
there. They put all the teeth in there free pre-tooth fairy.
Yeah, like, if there's more teeth than you spent money on the doll, that's net profit.
Exactly. Also, I don't believe in grave robbing. That's a crime. It's not a crime
Yeah.
to buy pre-made or pre-lost deceased body parts from a antique store.
Yeah. No, I'm actually on your side here, Pete.
Oh, you
I'm
fucking
been
crow!
convinced.
Took my fucking parsnip!
No!
Yeah, he's taken 2 of mine so far, so...
That's
Asshole.
fucked up.
Anyways, I've got enough
Real
stone.
fucked
I just
up.
need more money so I can get a coop. So I'll be back.
A coup?
I want a
Man, she's gonna
coop.
take over the government.
Yeah, with my chicken.
How much?
and
How much is it?
1,000
Ah, okay.
and
Man,
75
I need the bigger
stones.
backpack. I want a bigger backpack.
Yeah, we'll need that before we hit the mines, but the mines are currently blocked, so.
Wait, isn't that what this cave is?
No.
No, that cave, you can get fruit bats or veggie bats.
Oh.
Once you make 20,000 gold, you can, a guy shows up on your door. Like, you don't have to pay that. It's just, like,
Yeah.
accumulative, like, oh.
Hello, I'm the capitalist man. I heard you got this much money, and I've unlocked the next stage of capitalism.
Yeah, it's just recycling. I rub eggs on myself all the time. Don't worry. I make sure my energy's good.
Huh? Also, I just found a book in a tree. It has a picture of an axe on it.
Oh, you can read that for more foraging experience.
Oh!
Bean, I absolutely am
power.
a peach. Look at these boobies. They make a peach shape.
Yeah, that's new in
Girl,
this
those
update.
are not peaches. Those are like watermelons.
Well, you know. Tomato, tomato. That's like two steps
not
away
tomato,
from
watermelon.
finding a skeleton in the forest. Okay, well, I've done that too. What about it? I feel like I'm being... I feel like I'm being judged for my interests.
Yeah, honestly, and it's kind of fucked up.
It's kind of fucked up.
I just don't understand.
Yeah, why don't y'all understand me? Ducky, leave that kid alone.
What? You mean Penny? I don't think she's a child.
Oh, is that Penny? She looked smaller when she was sitting.
I was like, leave that child alone. Paige, please don't say that on stream like that.
I'm sorry, my bad. $300 pieces of wood? I could do that.
I'm almost there.
Elliot, please let me in.
If I just get like two more trees chopped, I think I'll get it.
Gore is just, you know, a little judgmental.
What do you want with me?
I don't know. I'm just seeing what you're doing.
I'm fishing. I just caught a sunfish.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it showed me. Oh,
and some rice.
Hey, there's some stuff up
How'd you
here.
fish up rice?
Hey, Ducky, there's some bubbles up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you're joshing me, I'm gonna fucking kill
joshing
you.
you. They're bubbles right there.
I have the wood to make the bridge.
Do you ever wonder, like,
You missed the
what
bubbles.
joshing comes from? Like, what is the word etymology? You know?
Wow.
Like,
all
did
of
some
those
guy
bubbles
just-
for a fucking Joja can?
Yep.
Bullshit.
It's probably from the name Josh. Drake and Josh, yeah, specifically.
Yeah, I know y'all are bullying
so what
me.
happens if I fix that bridge? Is it worth it?
You mean the bridge across the way? You need that to get. You need that to get the necklace to marry whoever it is that you want to marry. Once you get their hearts up enough. But also you can sell the stuff over there, and sometimes some people really like the stuff that's over there. I think Elliot likes the stuff that's over there, which is why I'm working on.
Of course, Ducky is fishing.
Always. Yeah, no, I need
level 4, baby.
I need ducks. Oh, sorry, I just watered the Joja Mart floor. Thank you for the pet score.
Wet floor sign.
Shane's hard at
Wait!
work.
Oh my God, Peach, you're so smart.
Huh?
If you if you slip on it, you can sue them or something.
Maybe. And then I could just take him out of business.
Yeah. All right, I did it. I have a sea urchin.
Oh, you went over there?
Yeah.
Bet. Look, Gore really is just here for the ride, because I don't think he knew I was this way when he decided he wanted to marry me, but it's too late now, so. We have a kid together,
Yeah.
he's trapped.
I mean, half of that is his fault, so.
Yeah, Gore is correct. He did work at a law firm. Unfortunately, it is not that easy.
Only if you don't let it be that easy.
You know? Yiggy's spitting.
Yeah, I don't know what
Hey,
that
you see
is, but I
these
have-
fingers in the earth?
Oh, yeah.
You can hoe them, and there are things in them. Like, I just got carrot seeds from that.
Oh!
Are carrot seeds even in season right now?
Yes, they are.
Oh, nice.
It's a new crop.
I'll go plant them then. Yeah, I was about to say, I've never seen carrots before, but I will
Yeah,
accept
they're
that.
each season now has like a new seed that you can only get.
Bye, Bean. Thanks
Well-
for dropping in.
Mostly only get from hoeing everything.
Oh man, I love
Are
hoeing
these
everything.
specifically the
Statues with
green
color in
ones.
them?
Oh, specifically the green fingers. Got it.
Yep.
Man,
And then
I love to hoe.
they don't really sell for much, but they're really good for energy.
Ah.
Wait, sewer! Sewer. Let me in. It's locked! Fuck!
That was
Yeah.
such a passionate fuck. That was so passionate. Shit! Giggy, have you been watering your plants at all?
Silence.
I opened the map and she's just silently running back.
To be fair, I was already on the way back.
Okay, but the idea of me saying that and you silently booking ass is somehow so much funnier.
Also, I think Discord cut me yelling fuck.
Oh, it may have.
Yeah, we didn't hear shit.
Yeah, from our end, it was silent.
Which is extremely funny.
Yeah, you gotta water it in the beginning of the day because if you come back and you're out of energy,
You're
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Why
They
the
don't
fuck does
grow.
watering take up energy?
Well, it gets easier later. Whenever you upgrade your water pail, you can water a bunch of things all at once.
Oh. How do I fill up my water?
You
it's
take
full.
it to a pond that we have on the farm, and you just click.
Okay. Cool. Yo, that water is a darker shade of blue. I need to get the HM dye.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yiggy,
I missed that.
Kula, can you get the fuck out of my house, please?
How many names did you just say?
2. I just need Kula to get the fuck out of my house. He's been trying to steal my husband for months.
I mean,
You're scaring my infant. Get out of my house.
can you catch anything in here?
In my defense, everything scares my infant. Yeah, I think you can in the ponds from time to time. Yeah, it's true. It has been like 3 years since Kula decided he wanted to take my husband.
Okay, that's fair, actually, Cat. Ugh, I'm not catching anything.
You may not. Ducky, can you catch things in the pond on the farm? It's not very frequent, I don't think.
Not frequent
it's
at all.
locked, open
No.
9 to 6. Oh, that's fucking...
Oh yeah, welcome to this life. Everything closes as soon as you
Meow.
remember you need something.
It's locked.
Core is a gold digger through and through. When we started dating, I was
You
the one that
married the
paid for
wrong girl,
everything.
then.
True, I'm busted and broke right now. But I will say, when we started
if he's a
dating,
gold digger, he's not a very good one.
no, not at all. Though when we started dating, I had like a couple grand in savings, like a couple good amount of grands in savings. However,
What was it like
that all went away.
having savings?
Yeah, that all went away the moment we decided to rent an apartment together, and I paid for everything.
What is this?
What is what?
It's like a little stone thing.
Hold on.
Looks
let
like
me-
it's supposed to be a bridge?
Oh, over there? Yeah, it will be later on.
Okay, it's a later on thing.
Yeah, it's a later on thing. Don't forget,
Where
you gotta
am
get through all
I?
the seasons.
Yeah, but there's like more than one.
I know. You could play this game for multiple years.
True. Like that thing said year 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
We love the winter months where you don't do anything. Wait.
Oh.
They actually added a new, that's one of the crops they added, was a new winter
Oh.
crop.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. It's like a pumpkin, but like blue.
Wait,
Oh, nice.
this tree.
Did we not have an
Can I
animal
go in the tris?
on
Can
this
I go
farm?
in the trissy?
So that tree is a new thing, and I'm not sure what it does.
Oh yeah, that's like way later.
Oh?
It's
Damn it,
yeah,
can't go in the
unfortunately it's way
Trissy yet?
later.
Did it not give you the option to get a cat or a dog, Yiggy?
It's asked favorite animal, and I did put orange cat.
Oh, they
Was
just
it
probably
supposed to give
haven't.
us something?
They probably haven't shown up yet then.
Yeah, it's just later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember exactly when they show up, so that's why.
Yeah,
I
think
asked.
it's sometime within the first
like the first week.
2 weeks.
Yeah, something
yeah.
like that. I like that
I
they
don't
added
fucking know.
multiple options though, because I can now have a black cat. So
Oh, and you
Oh,
can have
yeah?
multiple pets.
yes, I saw that, and that makes me happy. Also, there's a turtle pet now,
Oh,
and I can put a hat on him.
oh. Is it Mind Turtle?
It could be.
I probably just unlocked something for some people. Hello, Mind Turtle.
Thank you for the head pet score.
Oh my god.
Did that nap help you at all, Ducky, or are you still sleepy as hell?
Oh.
I'm always sleepy. Ring Fit Adventure fucking destroyed me this morning.
I haven't played yet, but I've owned it for like 2 years, so I probably should.
That was basically me. I did like one session of it like 3 years ago and then just haven't.
Oh yeah, Kuma chewed the fuck out of it.
Damn. Maybe I should
Out
try
of
playing
Ring
it
Fit
on
Adventure?
stream sometime.
No, the game card. I had to buy another
Oh?
game card, like secondhand,
Oh my
because they don't sell the game alone.
No, they
Cat,
don't.
which cartridge did I lick before?
I don't want. I don't know. That's only a question. That's between you and God, Iggy.
And my chat. My chat was there for that.
Oh, Gore, the Ring Fit Adventure. I should try that on stream, but I need to get a heart rate connector to my Apple Watch so y'all can see just how bad my heart rate is.
Oh. No, it wasn't Skyrim. It was Splatoon 2. That's what it was. I licked Splatoon 2.
Oh, man, wish that were me.
New crafting recipe, charcoal kiln.
Ooh. Hey, I sold a fish today, too. Be proud of me.
I sold fiber.
Hey!
Congratulations.
So, 11 of those coins are mine.
So true. Is my heart still kind of fucked up? Oh, Kula, it's never gonna stop. I can't.
Mhm.
It's a life. Oh, you got your cat today? Nice.
Yes.
It's a lifelong thing, unfortunately. It will never just go away.
It is my cat.
Okay, we have enough money.
Of course I'm gonna adopt the cat. I'm naming it after my cat because it's an orange.
I'm just
Oh, sorry, cat.
listening to I think ducky harvest
Okay,
stuff.
Ducky.
Oh yeah.
Are my parsnips ready?
I appreciate you hoping for the
God.
best for me. But unfortunately, yeah, no, it's never gonna get
It's
better.
not. Yeah, that's not a. Generally, heart stuff is not a thing that just gets better.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Cough, cough. Colonel has a bad heart.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Oh, poor baby.
but I mean, okay. When we first got him looked at, after we moved.
Did you
so
name
was,
this
like,
cat
2
Colonel
years
too?
ago? Of course.
Oh, yay.
This like 2 years ago. You know, the vet told us. You know, they're like, this was in like I think March of that year.
Mm-hmm.
Said, you know, he'd be lucky if he sees another Christmas. It has been 2 years since, so.
Well, there you go. Sometimes cats really just be doing that, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny because, like, wait, how do we get more seed?
Oh,
from
you
the
go to
parsnips? Do we
you go to Pierre's and you buy more.
not- Oh?
Yeah. The amount of parsnips you had was 15, so keep that in mind.
But,
And, like, how many do I buy?
Well, hold on. Don't spend all the money yet.
yeah, I'm not.
I gotta wait till 9 a.m. 1 second.
Why? What happens at 9 a.m.? Wait, what's happening?
You're getting the cutscene.
Hello there. What an eyesore.
I got more carrots!
This is the Pelican Town Community Center. Oh, what's left of it anyway? Does this fucking matter?
I mean, he's teaching you.
What is he teaching me? What a shitty building looks like? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what? You make a good point. All right,
He collects a fuck ton of taxes too.
I'm gonna build
He
a
could,
well,
like-
by the way. I'm just gonna put it right next to Yiggy's house, if that's okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
well. Yeah, I was gonna say with the Colonel stuff. So, his heart, they thought it was one thing. And then the fucking vet, the cardiologist, when he looked at it, he's like, you know, I thought it was gonna be one thing. But it has only some attributes of that, and then it has another thing, but it also isn't entirely that other thing, so I just have no idea what this is.
Oh, that's the worst. That's pretty
So it's
much what they said
no
about
idea
me.
What it is? Oh, but like at the end, we're like, you know, when he does pass, we'll donate him so they can do research.
Yeah, that's what I did with my
It's
placenta with Bunny.
Oh. You didn't eat it?
Wow.
No, it was fucked up. It wasn't giving her the nutrients she needed, which is why she was born
Huh.
so early. And then at one point tried to
Oh.
take the nutrients back from her. So I was like, I'm gonna have y'all take a look at
that's
that thing.
bad.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna have y'all take a look at that motherfucker and
Yeah.
figure that out why. So they took a look
so it
at
doesn't
it.
happen to others,
Well, so the issue was
or
that
so they can look into it.
just so that they can look into
I
it.
love that
and-
you're rather just running around in this house while I'm looking at this.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'll get out.
Oh, it's funny.
I was just looking at the little map thing so that I could trigger the next part so I can start putting things in there. But yeah, no, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, hey, Haley. But yeah, so I mostly donated it so that they could like take a look at it and kind of figure out like why, or like it's part of research. It's been happening more and more in
Really?
pregnancies lately, and they're not really 100% sure why. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, and so I was like, take it.
Have you had COVID?
I got COVID in 2020. I did not have COVID when I was pregnant. However, I will say that I did get very sick very early on in my pregnancy with a super high fever and a bunch of other stuff. And we don't know what it was. I tested
Elliot,
negative.
Isn't this your boy?
Oh, where is he? Is he at the beach?
Yeah.
Fucking okay, I'm heading over. But no, yeah, it's just weird, but I got really sick like early on in my pregnancy, like first trimester, super early. Like I just found out I was pregnant and I got sick, and I took a COVID test and it came up negative, but they know that, you know, the at-home COVID tests don't always test positive for some of the
Right.
newer strains. And Gore didn't get sick, but Gore never got sick when I got COVID, despite literally sleeping in bed next to me. So
That's how it was with my mom.
yeah, Gore still to this day has not gotten COVID.
No.
What happened? Elliot. Oh, he went back inside of his house. God damn it.
No, I still see him. He's on the dock.
Oh, he's on the dock. Okay, bet. Sometimes you don't know with this man.
He's a mystery.
He is. He's an author.
Oh.
He writes books.
Yes, I know what an author is.
Yeah. I was mostly saying it for myself, but yeah.
Fair.
Oh, fuck yeah, more carrot seeds.
Where are the fingers?
Hello,
kill
love
this
of my
bird?
life.
Wait, can I kill these birds? No.
I love you.
I mean, he's cool. He looks cool.
Yeah, he's very sweet.
Bubbles.
Oh, wait. I always
Oh, I got
forget you can sell
seaweed.
fish straight to him.
To who? Elliot?
No, Willie.
Oh. His name is Willie. Is I'm just hooking up seaweed here?
Yeah, Gore's just built different, I
no.
guess. But I do regret not asking them if I could see it. However,
Oh, your placenta?
yeah, because I really did want to see it. However, I will say, I was awake and cut open. So I kind of had bigger things on my mind.
Wait, are you conscious during a C-section?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I thought that you weren't.
No, you are fully
As
conscious.
That's
well.
horrifying.
Yeah, you're fully conscious.
Same with brain surgery, from what I know.
Yes. And out of what I've
Which
heard,
is
it's very similar.
weirdest. It's weirdest because it's like, because there's no nerves in your brain, you don't actually feel the surgery.
No, not at all.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
But they
Yeah.
need you to be awake because
test
they need to
things.
see how your brain's firing.
Yeah. So like they'll like press it on something so you do something or something like that.
Kula, you're not
It's-
pushing a baby when you're having a C-section. I was actually
Yeah,
completely
what?
numb.
Yeah.
I got a
Cool. What do you think a C-section is?
so
Kula, aren't you a nurse?
yes.
What? Hey, Kula. What hospital do you work at so I know not to go there?
Oh, delivering, not pushing. Yeah. So
Sure.
so
Sure.
I'll walk y'all through mine. So I've never had a surgery before.
Never.
No. So this was my first surgery, which I was like crazy that my first surgery I get to be awake for.
Fun.
But I have scoliosis.
Well, I do not like Emily.
Yeah, that happens.
She's creepy.
She's a little strange.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, you're good. So I have scoliosis. So when I got my C-section, I had to have a spinal tap, which is essentially a long needle that goes into your spine. And I also had to have an epidural, which is also a long needle that goes into your spine. And they do roughly the same thing, but one is temporary and can be adjusted, and the other one can't really. Either way, they did both.
I have discovered video game.
It's so much fun. I did both, which is fine. It was really not that big of a deal. But putting it in, you can't move at all because they're putting it into your spinal column.
Yeah.
So you cannot move. So I'm sitting there, and the guy's like walking me through it. And he's like, okay, you're gonna feel numb at your toes, and then very quickly, it's gonna go numb all the way up to your tits. And I was like, bet.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, all right, bet. And he was like, but you can't move.
Oh, I was talking about the video game, but also, yes, that.
He's like, you can't move. And I was like, okay, cool. So there's a nurse sitting in front of me who's essentially, like, I'm leaned over forward, and this nurse is just holding me
Whoa.
to keep me from moving, which was very intimate in the moment, actually, looking back at it. Very nice of her.
Wait, what was she doing?
She was just, like, holding me, like, holding my shoulders
Okay.
to keep me, like, from moving. They do the spinal tap, which is not fun. I will say. They numb you, so you don't really...
I'd imagine not.
They numb you before they put the needle in, which is fine.
Right.
But, like, it makes kind of like a popping noise when it, like, goes into your spinal column. And I did not enjoy that. And then, very much like you said, I was like, oh, my toes are numb. And then suddenly I was like, oh, I'm numb all the way up to my boobs. And then he's like, okay, so we're gonna move you onto the bed. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm an adult. I can move myself onto the bed. And he's like, bro, you're numb to your tits. You definitely cannot.
I like the idea of a doctor saying your tits.
Honestly, my doctors were super chill, so I wouldn't have been surprised if they had. And then they had me laying back, and my doctor was like, everybody was like introducing themselves to me, like I was gonna remember all of their names, and I wasn't in the scariest moment of my life. But it was nice.
To be fair,
it was very nice
that's
of them.
better than them just being like, all right,
Alright, let's do
Here's
this
some-
thing.
yeah, let's just do this.
Yeah, it was nice of them. And my doctor was like, "What?" My doctor came into the hospital room like way before we even knew I was gonna need a C-section. And she was like, "If you happen to need a C-section at night when I'm on charge, what kind of music do you like to listen to?"
Huh?
And I was like, I've been listening to a lot of jazz music lately. And she's like, okay, awesome, bet.
Okay.
I go in for my C-section, and she's like, you said jazz, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like,
it's
awesome.
nice.
Starts playing jazz music on a speaker in the operation room. And I'm
Honestly,
like, all right.
I love that.
Yeah, except I told Gore this when I was giving birth. I was like, it kind of feels like I'm giving birth in an Olive Garden. Like somebody's gonna walk out with my plate of
God.
endless pasta, and my daughter's gonna be on top of it.
Yeah.
Imagine if he got fucking endless pasta.
I can't believe that
While
Bunny
giving
is an
birth.
Olive Garden baby.
Yeah. Okay. So fun fact: Bunny was born to the song "Take 5," which, if you've never heard that song, is the most Olive Garden of songs.
Oh, no.
I literally have a video of her, like them pulling her out of me with that song in the background. And so now every single time we hear that song,
Did
we're
Gord
like,
take the video?
yeah.
Amazing.
Every single time we hear that song now, we're just like, you were born to this. So she's gonna be annoyed.
She's gonna hate that song.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, God, it's the first thing I had to hear.
God, this song sucks.
But yeah, so they do the C-section, and for the most part, it's cool. You don't really feel much. But then you feel them pulling all your organs out.
Oh! Oh, God!
And you're
I
like,
hate
that's
that.
cool. That's fun. And then I was like, it feels like a sumo
Yo,
wrestler.
is that a plate of spaghetti? No, these are your intestines.
Yeah, well, so they have a curtain up, so you can't see anything. Which I appreciate, because I didn't want to
Yeah.
see anything.
You would probably pass out.
Yeah, Gore did. So I was like, you can watch if you want. I'm not going to. Thank you very much. But I was like, uncomfortable about this whole process. But there's a point where I like look at the guy who's like doing my anesthetics, and I just go, hey, buddy, it feels like there's a grown-ass man sitting on my chest. To which he goes, oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll get up.
Yeah. To which he goes, oh yeah, that's normal. If it doesn't go away in like 10 minutes, let me know. And I was like, okay. Sure. Will do.
Sure.
Will do, sir.
Okay.
Found out later on, that's because the numbing has reached your chest. And so your
Oh, no.
your brain can't feel your body breathing. So it thinks that you're not breathing. And that's essentially your body having a panic attack because it thinks you've stopped breathing.
Oh!
Because
That doesn't sound normal.
yeah, because the anesthetic has made it to where your body can't tell that you're breathing.
The anesthetic is supposed to go there.
Well, it goes all the way up to your boobs, so you can't like feel your lungs moving.
Right.
And so your
Right.
body is like panicking about that. And you have to remind your body by putting your hand on your chest that, look, I'm breathing. It's okay.
Brain.
Everything's all
Everything's
deja vu
fine.
here.
Yeah.
Everything's okay, brain.
Everything is all deja vu. It's fine.
It's okay.
I've heard they're less squishy than you would imagine. Your organs? Probably, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Your organs are just kind of slooshing around in there.
Yeah, well, the crazy part about a C-section is after they pull all of that out to get the baby out, they just toss it all back in. Like,
yeah,
they,
it adjusts itself.
Yeah,
it adjusts itself back to where it's supposed to be.
it does, and it's the weirdest feeling. I remember standing by my daughter's, like, NICU cot and feeling my organs...
Feeling your fucking organs
shifting.
just-
Yeah, and being like, ugh.
How long did that last?
2 weeks.
Ugh, did they not at least, like, try to put it vaguely back where it's supposed to go?
No, they just kind of chuck it in. I need you to know, my daughter was out of me in 10 minutes.
Damn. Fucking speed running.
Yeah, they were high-fiving each other over my body, and they were like, fastest C-section of the night. Yeah!
Oh my god. Okay, that is powerful. Is he okay?
It was very funny.
Cat, okay, wait, okay, yeah, cat's okay. Just very splooted, I guess.
Yeah, they like to sploot on the
Very
floor sometimes.
flat. I'm like, is my cat dead?
No. They just like to sploot.
Okay.
Oh, what did you name the cat?
Named after my
Colonel.
actual cat.
Oh, I love it.
I need you also to know that one of the women doing my C-section was a micro-preemie baby herself back when she was born. And it stunted her
I
growth.
didn't assume that she was currently.
Right. And it stunted her growth, apparently. So she's still pretty short. She did my entire C-section standing on a step stool.
Oh.
Oh, I love that.
It was very
Oh,
impressive.
yeah.
She was
Yeah.
the nice lady cleaning me up after the C-section when they pulled
Did
down
any
the
of the
curtain.
doctors lose their watches?
No, I'm good. I don't have anything else inside of me.
Like, you haven't noticed a very acute sense of time?
No, I'm still time blind as hell, actually.
What if that's how it worked?
That would
Like,
be
it's just
very
like-
funny.
Like, it's just like, shit. I know exactly what time it is.
I did, however, end up with an infection. So that was super fun. But so did my mom after she gave birth to me, so it might just be like our bodies just suck.
Yeah, that's possible. Alright, where, I need to get seeds. I need seeds.
Yeah, if you come up here to the mart.
Yeah.
To Pierre's. Yeah, so that was my C-section experience, and it was definitely something.
Good.
What sells the best? I can't even remember anymore.
Kale.
Kale. Do. Yeah, the medical system is wild.
It is.
I already
love
bought...
the fucking...
Go ahead.
Oh, I see our money went down.
Oh, I bought some kale. If you need some, I'll hand it over.
Oh, it's fine. I'm not a fan of kale.
I bought one of every crop.
Smart of you, just to have for the JoJo or for the community center.
Yup.
Smart. Love that you think ahead, Ducky. It's very attractive.
Oh, thank you,
Jazz
thank you.
seeds?
I don't do it in real life.
The concept of jazz?
Yes, they've made it into its own thing.
That's crazy. Wait, is this not the store?
Pierre's?
Oh, Pierre's!
Yeah, not the fucking Walmart.
Yeah, not Walmart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we didn't like them.
Ducky, are you just fishing up there?
Probably.
No.
Are you trying to get through? Can we get through yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we can?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
You didn't know that?
I went up there earlier and there was a giant boulder blocking the bridge.
The boulder
Yeah, it's day
no
5.
longer blocking the bridge.
Thank fucking Christ, honestly.
I could actually buy from the JoJo Mart.
Yeah, but the prices are more expensive.
Honestly, I love the realism there.
Yeah, right?
I would say
Well,
usually...
It's usually the other way around, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But then you
I'm
pay
gonna
for
run
the
up on
love.
Yugi.
Oh, wait, wrong way. I'm just gonna follow you.
Oh, you're good.
I don't know where we're going, but... Well, what is that crystal thing blocking the path?
It's like a giant crystal boulder.
Cool, what's in here?
That's the caves where all the monsters are.
Oh. Who's Marlin?
Marlon's a cool dude.
I got a sword!
Yes.
What?
You go
Wait,
down
what
this.
is-
You go down the ladder. Over here.
Oh, I took an elevator down.
Oh, it's because Ducky went
I
down.
got a boot. Oh?
Yeah, it's because Ducky already
How do I
unlocked
put on the
floor.
leather boots?
Inventory. You go to E and then click on your person, I think? I can't quite recall. They may have changed it.
I got it.
Okay, bet.
Oh, okay, so my chat is saying the big shop is currently selling at a loss to get rid of competition who cannot go that low.
Yes.
That's shitty.
Yeah, they're like big ol' assholes.
I got copper ore!
Or what?
I don't know. Is that a slime?
Yes.
It is. Oh my god, it's so cute.
If you have to ask if it's a slime, it's probably a slime.
Alright, I got the floor 15.
So proud of you, Ducks.
Oh, I got a geode!
Geodes are great. Love
I got-
myself a
Oh,
geode.
it's a stone.
Geodude.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Oh yeah, you guys were going somewhere, but I'm now in the cave.
That's where we are.
Well, I
Yeah.
should fucking... Oh.
I pretty much got everything, so if you guys want to take the elevator to 15. Because you can go back up and then go take the elevator.
That's true.
I went down to 10, I think.
That's where Ducky was earlier, so I think that's why.
Yeah, there's like nothing down there now because I took everything.
I mean, there's monsters that I'm killing. Okay.
They don't really give you shit.
I'm looking for
I mean, I got
copper,
a
so
geo,
I'm just kind of
so-
digging around.
Wait, I either leave the mine or... Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
you
leave the mine and
you
go
leave
back
the
down.
mine, and then
Okay,
once you
okay,
get back to the top, you take the elevator.
Oh, accidentally watered the elevator.
Well, you know, it happens.
Oh, you know.
Sometimes that elevator just needs watering.
Is that Diglett?
Maybe.
He's just a little guy, you know?
Love a little guy.
God damn it.
Little guys make me happy.
Okay, I do not mean this. Is that why you married Gore?
I mean, he is smaller than me.
But to be fair, most of the male population is...
That is also true. I am a very tall person.
Love tall women.
I am indeed a tall woman. Gore also loves tall women, which is why he married me.
Got another copper. Is copper ore good?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can put it in a smelter.
Oh, what is that rock?
If you see one that has purple sticking out of it, that's amethyst, and that's what you want for your girl.
My babe.
I'm 6 feet tall,
Is
pretty much.
Abigail the one that everyone goes for?
I think she's definitely a starter option. A lot of people who've never played the game before go for her first.
It was Amethyst!
Bet. She's also one of the easier people because once you hit the mines, amethyst isn't super hard to find, so...
Oh.
But I mean, all
So
of them
she's
are...
a basic bitch.
All of them are good options, in my opinion, honestly. Except for fucking the ones that suck.
Well, doesn't that go for everything? It's all good options except the ones that suck.
Yeah.
Why was I slime? I was slime?
Yeah, watch out you don't get slimed.
Yeah.
I think she also likes clear
like,
quartz, too, so I think if you pick up any of the clear quartz that's just sitting around...
Are monster guts good to hold onto, or...
They're good for bait later on.
Ducky, do you want monster guts?
Sure.
I love Gore being like, thank God. I accidentally got
Wait,
Gore
what
into
are
tall
those?
women.
Those maggots?
Yeah, they suck. They turn into bugs, like flies.
Alright, well, I am killing them then.
Oh, Nico, thank you so much for the... Ara-ara.
Should we all do it?
Yeah, everybody do an ara-ara, please.
Alright. I mean, water.
Ducky, I want one from you too.
Ara.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we could all do this together.
it was really a good bonding moment.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just gonna... Got retaining soil, that's good.
Ducky is hitting the sock.
That's an A.
Let's be
I
real.
know. I
Tall
just
women
thought
are
it was funny.
glorious. Oh fuck, it's midnight.
Oh shit! I need to fucking leave.
I got a dip!
You guys were so busy talking about women.
Wait, how do you run?
You are running.
You are running.
Ah!
I'm teaching you a shortcut, let's go!
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know it's getting late.
Yeah, I know. I fucking know.
You don't gotta tell me twice! Let's go, Scoob!
Oink, zoink, Scoob. We gotta like get to bed.
Ducky's still cutting shit down!
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing?
You know. Waiting for you guys.
I'm in bed. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm in bed. We're waiting for you, Ducky.
No you weren't.
Oh, Queen of Sauce, thank God. I learned how to cook stir fry. There's a man outside of my house.
100 gold. Oh, there is a man outside of my house.
Oh, it's because you got
Probably the same man.
yeah, it's
How's he doing that?
it's because you got the
No, but I mean, how is he outside both of our houses?
I don't know. It's a little upsetting. But no, it's because you got the geode.
Yeah. I learned how to craft a furnace. How do I do that? I guess I just learned how, but yet the knowledge was not implanted into my actual tree brain.
Wait, how do you do what?
So, make the furnace. Oh, right, crafting is
Yeah.
crafting furnace.
Hi, Kush. How are you? But yeah, no, tall women are nice.
Copper, ore, and stone.
It's looking like Bunny is probably going to be a tall woman too, so.
Oh, you already made a furnace. Ducky really
Yeah,
out
but I think
here.
you might have to make your own.
Yeah.
I
If
will.
if it's in your journal.
I'll do it.
Oh shit.
It is in my journal. Oh my god, I need to fucking get, more copper, so.
Okay, I'm gonna take my axe, sword, pickaxe, and scythe to the mines.
Don't take the scythe.
But I encountered a spot where I had to cut like plants.
You can cut plants
Yeah,
with pretty much
no.
anything.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
cut it with
but-
your sword.
But doesn't that take energy?
No. The sword
No.
swings don't take
Oh.
energy.
Based.
I need more copper.
Me too.
How's it going,
Alright,
Ducky?
Axe, pickaxe, and
You know.
sword.
It's going.
I'm doing good, Kush. I'm just playing Stardew Valley with my
Hi,
buddies.
Kush.
I haven't played the new update yet,
Kush got
so
the Kush.
playing with my buddies. And honestly, it's about to start a whole new I want to play Stardew roam.
Every
in it.
minute of every day.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Hey, chat, are you ready for me to be a Stardew streamer?
Damn, Ducky!
What did Ducky do?
It's fucking
The first rock I hit was a ladder.
Wait, oh!
Also,
Oh,
Ducky, we
you
gotta
just-
kill
that's how you find
slimes.
ladders.
No, you don't.
I do.
Oh, okay. Technically, you do. Yes, but
Wait, what's
I
this
don't fucking give a two
Thing
shits.
here.
I'll get there when I get there.
What's
Okay,
what?
I can't break that yet. Never mind, I can't break it yet.
Are you talking about the
anyways.
big rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't break those until you upgrade your pickaxe.
Oh, hey, Ducky.
Okay.
Fucking worms.
Fucking bugs.
Oh, I got a cherry bomb.
Fucking shoes.
This is gonna be funny.
I want those shoes.
Oh,
God,
there's a ladder
I
here.
haven't thought about shoes in a minute. Ducky,
I want to kill Diglett.
I'm still so many ways up because I'm just
Yeah. I'm doing the pro strat where
I
you
killed
get you get down
What
the
is
mines
that?
as fast
A
as
chewing
possible.
stick.
yeah, but
artifact.
I need copper to build a thing, and I also need to kill slimes.
Who cares?
I care,
Who cares?
Ducky. I care.
I don't care.
I know.
Damn. Damn.
I know.
I hear a bug.
You've just come to expect it.
I
It's like,
know.
ugh, I know.
Oh, there's the copper
I know
I'm
you
looking
don't
for.
give two shits.
Oh, it's green down here.
No, that's no good.
Hate it
Why
when
is
it's
it
green. Green means monster infested. Infested.
I was gonna say, damn, they should go see a doctor.
You see me fighting for my life?
Yeah, you need help?
A little bit. If you wouldn't mind.
Here, I'll guard this side.
Too late. They came back. They came back.
Damn it.
Came back around. Would you fucking die? Thank you.
Oh, that's copper.
Yes, that is copper.
Nice. Oh, there's another bug down here. Did Ducky leave?
Yeah, Ducky's just going down. Ducky does not give
Oh,
a
yeah.
shit.
Where's the ladder? Wait, where's the ladder?
Back the way we came.
I got to floor 20 already.
Yeah, I know you did.
Wait, what's
I played this.
big ass
I've
rock?
played this with you long enough. You can't beat the big ass rock yet. I played enough
just did.
Stardew with Ducky.
What do you mean? I literally just did.
Oh, it let you?
Yeah.
It just takes a lot
I already
of
did the
hits.
Ara Ara. Gore? I already did it. Hi, Guaco. Welcome to the dog
Gore's out
pound.
here
I hope
trying
you're
to
having a
get a
great day.
free
Thank you for the
RR.
follow. Gore lives with me. He gets free RRs all the time.
That is based.
Gore gets a free RR whenever he wants. He just has to ask.
But not on stream. That costs.
Yeah, that
Oh, I
costs
got
money.
quartz.
You're about to get jumped by a bug.
Nuh-uh, I saw it coming.
I believe in you.
Just like Joker Persona 5, I saw it coming.
I always see it coming.
Okay, now here's the thing. My RRs work a little differently.
How do your RRs work?
It's a gamble for chat, whether it's a good one or a cursed one.
Ah, okay.
So let's see. Does oh, you just okay. Ahem, ahem. Oh,
Is that Mickey Mouse?
uh-huh,
Oh no.
you know it. Uh-huh.
Why is Mickey Mouse in my auras?
Anyways, you two can do it.
What does Mickey Mouse know about auras? I'm getting
Oh,
jumped
look,
again.
Aura, Aura.
I'm going down. Leave me alone.
Why was there like a glowing yellow, by the way, above one of the rocks that I just got?
Oh, that was me. I pissed.
Damn.
I couldn't hold it in here. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Time for another one. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold up.
God damn.
Da-da-da. There you go. That wasn't my best, but yeah. I'm fucking tired.
Oh, I got a steel sword.
Oh yeah, you did.
Fuck yeah. Oh, this is 420.
Yes.
Oh, that killed that thing in one shot.
Yes.
Y'all better be hydrating too.
I better be hydrating? Oh, this bitch just
Yeah.
poisoned me.
Don't hydrate on poison, dumbass. Ugh. Why would you even do that?
I'm gonna be real with you. I have to kill these slimes. Come here. Get over here. Why can't I not hit you? That's
What
bullshit.
A small magnet ring.
Ooh, those are good.
I want it. Nice.
Those are banger.
Fuck yeah.
Another! Jesus!
We're
Where do y'all have all
killing
these
your
points
children.
from? Alright,
Jesus.
fine. Oro, oro.
Oda, oda!
Oro, 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 oro!
Aura, aura. No. I just typed it wrong. It's actually an aura, aura.
Yeah.
I'm about to beat the shit out of you.
Good luck!
You have a 5-second head start. Run.
Run. Yeah, make sure you
Okay, why is-
kill those caterpillars.
Here, what is this little yellow glow there?
Oh, they're
it's
just
a
kind of,
torch.
yeah. Oh.
Gold.
Ducky, where did you go?
What's that?
Oh, you know.
Fishing?
I ran out of
No,
energy,
that's not what we're
so...
asking.
I was like, Ducky's fishing. Ooh.
I wish, man. I wish.
I wish I was fishing. Man, I wish I was fishing.
Beach.
Why is it coming
Bug!
after me?
Got it. I don't know.
You
I
were
just said I
right
was Too
there.
much of a threat. And it's right. It's correct.
Oh,
That's
shit.
correct.
I want this.
My God, there's so fucking many.
That's not what I wanted. I mean, I'll take it, but that's... No, that's not what I
Oh
wanted
shit!
either. Thank
a
you.
book. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
It's
do, was
not a-
read the fucking book, but I kept picking up the wrong things. Look, I can't do it sexy all the time. Sometimes y'all just have to get jumped.
yeah. Otherwise, it's not a fun redeem now, is it?
Oh, there's some more amethyst up here if you want it.
I do.
We can't always be sexy. Sometimes you gotta get jumped.
I mean, I can. That's a carrot.
Yeah, you can
I
eat
don't
that.
want the cave carrot.
You can eat
I mean,
that.
like, I want it.
It
but,
ups your
like,
health
Yeah.
and your energy.
I actually probably should. How do I?
You can use the scroll bar too.
That's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I did.
Oh, dope. I got to floor 25. Ducky, be proud of me.
I'm very proud of you.
You don't sound proud.
I'm focused.
Ducky's locked in.
Duppy, I also got to. floor
I'm
25.
locked in!
Are you proud of me?
Yes.
Ducky can only be proud of one of us at a
Damn.
time.
Yeah, I
Gotta
don't
fight
have
to
that
the
much
death.
energy. I don't
And
have
you
that much
have,
attention.
What the
like,
fuck am I?
I have an attention deficit disorder, so
Me too.
What the fuck
Oh,
is
what's
this?
gold
I just
ring?
found a wood club.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a glow ring.
It hits harder than the fucking sword does. Oh, you found a glow ring?
Yeah.
Oh, more amethyst for you. Look at that.
Hog. Diesel.
Diesel's here?
Yeah, Diesel.
We love Diesel.
I love Diesel. Diesel's my wife.
We love Diesel in this chat.
Oh, I found the stairs. Or ladder. Whatever.
Yeah, you know, whatever.
This isn't fucking Mystery Dungeon.
It might be. I need to play that game. I've never played one.
Oh, it's
Which
so
is crazy
good.
because I'm a fucking Pokemon fanatic, but I've never played.
What?
Why have you
I've
not
never played.
Mystery Dungeon.
I'm a Pokemon fanatic who's never played Mystery Dungeon.
It always confused
How?
me when I played it as a
Wow,
kid.
I still cry at the endings.
Dwarf scroll, baby. There's more amethyst up here.
Cherry bomb.
I only played it like a tiny bit. I didn't really like get very far with it.
I still need to play the remake of it, but I'm
Oh,
also,
yeah.
like, but like I played the originals and they're so good.
See, that was the one I was
Why
gonna
is-
play. Oh, I need that crab.
Oh, you need it?
You just take it back
Alright.
just take it back with you because I don't
There
really
you go.
have any place to put it right now.
Oh, okay.
So just take it back.
It's
with you.
11 p.m.
I know. I'm coming home.
Fuck!
I'm coming home. I clicked the wrong ladder.
I'm coming.
That's the wrong ladder. I'm beating the shit out of people with this fucking. I'm like going ooga booga caveman shit.
Oonga boonga. Hey, we gotta fucking go.
If I don't play it on stream, we'll play it together. Okay, that sounds good. I might play it on stream though.
It's just cute.
See, look at how nice that light ring is. I'm running in
It is
darkness.
so nice.
I'm running behind you in darkness. Is that Kuma?
That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
him.
we were speaking of sexy women, and then Diesel showed up.
Honestly, iconic.
I thought you were going to talk about my dog.
We're talking about sexy women. Kuma
And
started
then
barking.
Kuma shows up.
Then
Yeah.
Kuma's barking.
Kuma also wants to talk about sexy women, is all I'm getting from this.
Honestly, Kuma's so base for that.
When was the last time Kuma saw a sexy woman?
I don't
Every
know.
time he sees Ducky.
True. Oh, I got a staircase. That's nice. I got a little rice shoot.
Oh yeah, you can plant that by
Crap.
water.
Yes, I was
And
actually
it
gonna
just
plant
waters
it.
itself.
I was gonna plant that by your water, actually, because I saw you have a couple
Oh!
over there.
Oh, okay. I mean, alright. I guess, alright. That's...
I'm just helping you
So,
out.
wait, how do I use the furnace?
Here, you got a free spot. Did you build it already?
Yeah.
You just set it down, and then you put one piece of coal in it, and then you also put
Okay.
your
okay.
ore in it. I did not mean to pick up this rock. Where did this fucking rock come from?
It's not letting me put the coal in.
Hold on.
No, you gotta have coal in your inventory and then
I
5 ore.
Yeah, you have to.
I have both.
Huh.
I have 6. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay, you click with the ore.
Yes. My bad. I did not
That
explain
made
that very
A
well.
lot more sense. You're fine.
I'm out of water.
All right, I have this chewing stick. Oh yeah, Diesel, I have a stick. You want the stick?
Are you gonna
Where's
throw it
that
for her?
Yeah.
The dog tuber's curse. Having sticks thrown for you. Or
So what do I do with
perhaps
copper?
the
Do I
dog
eat
tuber's blessing.
So where's Gunther?
Gunther is in the smithing area.
Where's Gunther? Where's my little boy? Where's Gunther?
Ooh.
He's on the bottom right of the town.
Man, I love
You can look on your map.
Yeah, here, Diesel. I have a stick for you. That looks like a church.
Kind of.
The bottom right of the town?
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Look
there
up.
it is.
Yeah, look on your map.
So I'm not allowed in the church, right? Because I'm Jewish, or like...
No, you can go. It's fine.
Fuck yeah.
No biggies.
Gunther, I got a stick for you.
Gunther's not weird about it.
Oh, I can put it anywhere?
Yeah, you can decide where you want it to go in there.
I'm gonna put it precariously close to the fire.
Oh, nice.
Alright, do I get anything for doing that? Or
As we start to fill it up, we get things for every, like, milestone. So, like, I'm actually about to bring something down there myself.
Okay. Yeah, Gaz, you know how fucking expensive farming machines are?
Oh, Ducky, we need to play Farming Simulator.
Oh yeah.
Or Truck Driving Simulator. I want to get a wheel, though.
Hell yeah.
I want to play Euro Truck Sim with friends.
I do,
'cause I only
too.
have Euro Truck Sim.
I don't have either of them, but I want to buy one.
I mean, if you buy one, buy Euro Truck Sim that way.
I need to get a wheel, though. Like, I don't have to, but I would like to.
Yeah, hit Diesel up for wheel shit. Diesel, no.
Yeah, Diesel is in the know for wheels. That is so true.
Damn. It's so empty without all the stuff. Like, on the farm.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna start to space it out soon enough. Alright.
No, Diesel, that was really funny. Diesel's really good at her job.
Oh my god. Oh, I forgot. There's more stuff I can bring. Oh my fucking god. Dun, 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 dun. I forgot that plays through Discord too.
Yep. My favorite is how the Fugi detects it as me speaking.
Yes.
So it's as if the gift tuber opens her mouth and just... Like, how the fuck are you doing that with your mouth?
Oh my god, she's built different.
My god. She has a whole ass slap bass in her.
Stormy Shirokuma, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Dog Pound. I hope you're having a great day.
Today? What am I actually doing?
What are you actually doing?
You never know what I'm doing.
What's the plan?
I should give Abigail some rocks to eat.
You should. I think she would really like that.
Give this bitch a rock to eat. Bitches love rocks.
This bitch especially.
Oh, Comet wants to hear some tree noises, so here, you all get some tree noises.
Ooh, free tree noises.
Spectacular.
There you go, there are your tree noises!
I need to make, secondary furnace. Do 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 do.
Alright, where are you, Abby?
Do 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 do.
What? Wait, oh my god! Abigail fucking put up a help wanted for Amethyst!
Well, accept it. That way you can get money from it.
I did!
Nice.
That's extremely convenient. Just don't tell her I was gonna do it anyways.
Yeah, no. That's a secret. That stays with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing you tell like years down the line when you have kids, and you're like, but your mother doesn't know this. But I was actually on my way to bring her Amethyst anyways.
I ate all my shit.
Where is she? Where is she?
Wood.
Ducky's in the mines, which is a surprise. I thought she'd be fishing.
Sometimes she needs a break from fishing, you know?
We all need a break from
Unless, is there
fishing
a giant
sometimes.
pool at the bottom of the mines? for
You
fishing?
can fish every 10 floors on the mines.
Yep.
Oh. The ducks yearn for the mine.
The duck yearns for the ponds.
This is true.
Where is she?
Also, if you have her wiki open still, it also tells you where they are at what times on what days.
That requires looking.
I know.
Like, I do have the wiki open. I just have to navigate to it.
Why the fuck is there just trash outside of a trash can?
Oh my god, I hate that shit.
Because somebody...
once told me the world was gonna roll me. There you... Is that her? Is that her? Yes, it is! How do I...
Ducky's disappointed
Yes,
ass
I did
sigh.
it! What do you think it's not as exciting as you thought it would be? Why is she running away from me?
Yeah, they do that. Red,
Abigail,
orange,
here.
yellow.
Oh, there. Okay, now you say this is my favorite stove. Here, have another. Oh,
I got a reward.
And another.
fun.
Ooh, cauliflower seeds. Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, I guess I should buy some seeds so I can actually do farming in this farming game.
Yeah, you know. You don't have to.
Wait, I need the fucking backpack upgrade though. We need to get backpack.
Yeah, we need to make more money for that. Do 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 do.
How much does copper sell for?
I'm just doing small stuff around.
Yeah, I might have to do small stuff for the duration of day. Might as well like chop up some more trees and shit.
Yeah, it's like already 6 p.m. This is the money donation. Not what I need. Oh my god.
Oh,
Why do women keep running away from me?
A truer
the
question has
underscore
never been
CH.
asked. Okay.
Oh.
You bitches foraging.
Bitches love foraging.
This bitch does. Do 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 do. I wish I could forage IRL, but I don't live close to any forests. I just want to dress up like a little bog witch and go forest. Is that too much to ask?
God, so based.
Yes.
Hey, Ducky.
Yeah, what's up?
If a tree falls the wrong way and like
Yeah.
lands on a crop, would that hypothetically destroy the crop?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, not in this game, it won't.
Okay, I thought I destroyed one of your crops.
No, you're good. Sorry, I had to say hi to Colonel real quick.
Good, good. He loves Colonel is a IRL. And this Colonel.
We have 2 cats in the house now, and my cat does not like the kitten at all.
Oh, hey,
She's not having her. She's like,
he's like, nah, I'm not feeling this one.
Yeah, she's really not feeling it, but she'll get used to it
Bring her
eventually.
back.
East Texas has some amazing forests. I don't live there. I live in Midline, Texas. Your bitch is trapped in the middle.
Rip.
We ain't got nothing but deserts.
Oh, there's a whole spot up here that we haven't done.
Yeah. You kind of start to realize that.
Damn,
love us cutting in
It's
tandem.
Grandpa's grave, I think.
Yeah, it's like a shrine for Grandpa.
Does he deserve it, though?
I mean, I think he was a good man.
He gave us
Just
his whole
a
ass
good
farm.
man?
Yeah, I mean, he gave us his whole ass farm without us having to pay for it.
I guess that's pretty true, but, like...
He's
Hey,
passing
who?
on.
Him? He's dead!
He's passing on generational wealth.
Hmm. Oh, wait, shit. I'm, like, almost exhausted.
Oh God.
Timber! God, it's so nice having the ring.
True. See, normally when I play
Uh-huh.
Stardew Valley, like I stream it, usually I just play my own music in the background.
Fair.
It's more fun that way. You get to have people in chat dancing.
I just don't know how to separate. I need to separate, like...
Oh, separate all the audios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Discord I figured out how to separate that audio properly. By figured out, I mean I wound up doing it by accident somehow.
Yeah, I have my audio separated, so I've got my normal background music, and then my music, or like the game's music, and then my music.
Oh no, no, I need to not separate. I need it for like the Twitch track thing.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I just don't know how to. Oh yeah.
Hi, Berkey. How are you?
Ducky,
I'm planting carrots.
It's a very
Alright.
important task.
you should be planting yourself into bed and going honk honk shoo.
I'm good. I'm glad. Yeah, that's true. Did
you're
he
not
put it in a
good,
way
you're
where the
Berkey.
IRS won't tax us? Probably not. Oh, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I'm gonna
Oh,
finish off my
damn.
Dr. Pepper.
You got a lot of money.
Wait, we sold the geodes?
I didn't.
Ducky did. She doesn't like to open them.
Ducky.
It's so much time. We need money.
I mean, you're not
We do need
wrong.
money.
We're
Thank you for
gonna
the
get a
bet.
fuck ton of geodes.
That's true. We do get a lot. I prioritize
yeah?
the dropping them off at the museum because I like to get the chicken statue. I'm very chicken based, in case you
That's
couldn't
fair.
tell.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
I've
like
noticed.
chickens.
I'm gonna go find my babe and give her another shiny rock.
Okay.
Then I'll go. I guess I'll fucking go back into the mines and swing from side to side.
Okay, I'm foraging, so.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
Alright, have a good piss. Think of me.
Yeah, I'll miss you.
Oh, my name is getting better.
I need more rocks.
Oh, it's not open.
Oh yeah, you gotta wait. Go piss, girl. The streamer healthcare
go piss,
package.
mate.
Ugh, it's better healthcare than what my job offers. So, AKA Twitch.
Mm.
Twitch healthcare's ass. You gotta pay
It
for it
has
out of your own
healthcare?
pocket. No.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
No, I'm an independent. Therefore, if I
Yeah?
want healthcare, I have to pay for it myself. For independent
Out the
healthcare.
wazoo.
And who's got independent healthcare kind of money? Not me.
Yeah, right? Oh, damn. 430? Ducky. Whoa, what the?
Yeah, Ducky moves fast. Oh, thank you for feeding Grim. I really appreciate it. And so does he.
Oh, what is? Are those zombies?
Kind of, yeah. You know, I guess I could also just plant these.
Oh, I found the ladder.
Wouldn't hurt me.
That was a lot of creatures there.
Do. Okay. Where am I going? Hey y'all, chat.
Oh wait,
Case-
this is a rock dude.
Yeah. In case you didn't realize, YGGY is doing a subathon donathon. Which one is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Subathon donathon?
It's a donathon. It's
Donathon.
a donathon, but like subs count.
Yeah.
Any
to
monetary contribution counts.
to raise money because unfortunately she does not currently have a job at the time.
Yeah.
And the money will definitely help her be able to afford her bills while she is in between jobs. So if you
Mhm.
have
It
some
would
extra
be
cash that you would
appreciated.
like to spare, for a good cause, you can go check out YGGY.
There's also lots of fun goals.
You did collab. I haven't updated my collab.
Oh?
I forgot to do that. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. It's fine though, because I've got her link right here.
Hell yeah.
So don't worry. I've got it right here. So if y'all would have a little bit of extra money that you would like to give to a good cause, it would help YGGY exponentially
Yeah,
to
I would
have a
super-
little bit of a soft landing in between jobs.
Which I'm hoping something comes up soon.
Yeah, and also the more money you donate, the longer YGGY has to stream. So
Yeah, the longer I go.
you could also torture her if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. All right.
More copper.
You could torture if you so
Yeah.
you so deem.
Basic retaining soil. Oh, Berkey, thank you for the follow. And before we enjoy your stay. Also, a little thing. I should pull up the goals real quick. Because the highest tipper gets VIP for life, and $100 you get a custom voice pack.
Ooh.
I have no idea how to do a voice pack. Oh, but
I mean, you're about to
probably
learn.
I mean, that's one of the things. It's a one of the goals is unlocking voice pack merch.
Ooh.
I'll probably ask Star.
What do I? Okay, so I need veggies.
I'm looking for
Veggie tails.
stairs. Why do I keep calling it stairs? It's a ladder.
Veggie tails. They also have a stone version that are called stairs. So
What?
yeah, you can craft them.
That's just confusing.
Veggie tails. Veggie tails. Oh, where'd you put that crab?
Oh, it's in my chest.
Okay,
You can
bet.
take it.
Thank you. I know Ducky's going pee, but I unlocked the fish stuff for her, so she can do that now.
Fuck yeah.
Boo, boo, boo. I unlocked the fish in the community chest, so she can put her fish in the community chest. Though I think she sold them all, so. Knowing Ducky, she probably sold them all.
Oh, why is it so dark even with my glow ring?
Oh yeah, you at some point you start crafting torches, and that helps a lot.
Oh.
Oh, you put your chest in your house. Crab.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sort your chest for you real quick.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I should leave the mine. I am running low on energy.
Hey, Colonel. There's a sort button, so it's not like I'm sitting here just like rapidly sorting your chest for you. Okay. What is it? Tuesday?
Oh shit, there's only 42 minutes on the timer left.
Oh, damn. Day.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday. Where does he hang out on Tuesdays?
I
God,
still
he
need to
has
find
a...
my boo.
Oh.
Wait, what is this?
Oh.
Whoa, what the fuck is... I probably should have read what that guy said about this creepy place, but...
No, it's okay. Sorry, Okay, so I gotta go... Sorry, I just saw that they added a shirtless thing for Elliot, and I just...
Oh?
I kinda...
Your brain got fried? That's understandable.
Not okay. Yeah, I fried my own brain with shirtless Elliot. It's fine, Gore, don't worry about it. Why are we singing VeggieTales? I don't know.
Why aren't you?
It was just stuck in my brain. Am I gonna make it in time?
Tomorrow is Vincent's birthday. Need Joja Cola to pair with a dry red wine. Oh, we don't have any of the cola, do we? There's my boo!
Waiting for her to leave her house.
No.
I will sometimes
happen to be
literally
there.
just stand outside of Elliot's house.
Oh wait, her house is Pierre's.
Yeah, it's her dad.
Oh. I want to play video games with her.
All right. I gave Elliot his first gift. We're winning.
We are so bad. Oh, you can put those in the... Okay, that's what you guys were talking. So wait, what is... I found a wild horseradish.
Oh,
don't
you can
eat
eat
it.
those, yeah.
No, but I want to put it in the community chest.
Oh, I think I already did it.
Oh.
That's why I was foraging, was so I could put...
Wait, so I have basic retaining soil.
Yes, so that you mix into the hoed soil, and it makes it retain water longer.
Oh.
Very helpful.
Also, I totally forgot to say exclamation point donate in my chat to see where to fucking donate.
Oh yeah, that too. I think mine is exclamation mark tip.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. That's all I need. Alright. Oh god, yeah, I forgot how dark it gets down here.
Yeah, like I could not see. And also out of energy. Hello, baby. Yeah.
Oh my god, bats.
Yeah, they're annoying little shit.
Bats, Skelly Man.
Damn, I got a lot of bat wings. Don't tell Batman.
YGGY has gone to bed. Alright, we're bum rushing it.
Bum Russian.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get low. Shawty got low, 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 low. I also have a cherry bomb. Ah. Okay. Oh, I got goggles. Hell yeah. I look stupid as hell.
Ugh. Oh my back.
You good?
No. I'm getting older.
Oh.
Not wiser, just older.
You spend half your energy watering every day? Get a fucking upgrade for your fucking watering can. Please, God. Chat loves to give the tip. I sure hope they do. I feel like I ask for it enough. Thank you for the hydrate, gamer boy. How you doing? Oh, and posture check. Thank you so much.
Okay, boy. 45.
Do I have water? I do. Okay. Ugh. I was like, do I have water? How much I want to bet that somebody's gonna roll up into chat and be like, why aren't you playing Elden Ring? I thought you were gonna play Elden Ring today. I think that's gonna happen to me every stream that I don't play Elden Ring until I beat the game.
Have you never actually beaten it? Or...
No, I haven't.
How many times have you played it, though?
Once. Well, once before this, and I only played for like 2 streams. It was like a challenge thing. So no, I've never beaten
I'm
it.
full on energy now, so I guess I'll fucking go chop up a few things.
Oh, you fucking asshole bat. Come here.
Peach, it's almost 11.
Yes. Why aren't I
Alright,
playing
can you
Elden
show
Ring?
you,
Because I wanted to play games with my friends.
Yeah, we're farmer.
I want to be farmer with my friends.
Should we tell everyone what the name of the chat of the group chat is?
Our group chat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
I
I
think
guess...
I cooked with that one.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Fucking, I named it farmersonly.chat, and I think that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Get back to Elden Ring, dog. Yeah, that's essentially how my chat treats me. They're like, you're almost done. Get back to Elden Ring, bitch.
Colonel's sleeping on my bed.
Aw, cute baby.
Oh my god! So earlier, after I ended the first stream of the day, I
What kind of tip? I mean, I like them all.
Yeah. I went. So first, out in the living room, Mama, our black cat, was all sleeping on the couch and did a yawn.
Love those.
That was adorable. And then in the room, I'm like, oh, where's Colonel? And then he crawls out from under the sheet.
Aww.
Like, it wasn't a made bed, so it was, like, bundled up. But he crawls out from it, and I'm like, he was so...
He's
he
so
was
comfy.
so burrowed. He was just completely burrowed. Oh, shit. I called dibs on getting a backpack.
Okay. Go for it.
I need the space. I'm a loot goblin. I need the backpack.
We all got $500, so
Wait, what?
whenever, check your mailbox.
Oh. Well, I was rushing over to get the backpack. It's closed on Wednesdays. Fuck.
Oh.
Fine, I'll go get the money that's in the mail. I guess.
I guess
I'll go get the free money.
Yeah, Gore's gonna fucking crack the whip at me if I don't start playing Elden Ring. I should play Elden Ring while
wait.
also playing Stardew
Oh.
Valley.
She just said something about the wells.
Find a way to do both at the same time. Yeah, Gore, that's a hate crime, actually. Also, hi Ducky, welcome back.
Hi.
Yo, duck.
I'm sorry, my intolerance of toes, like, just
Toes?
through hands.
It's alright, it
Wait.
happens.
Toes?
She's
Oh,
the
right.
intolerance.
It took me a second. It took me a second to
Like,
understand.
what?
I'm just like, what the fuck happened with toes that, like... It's like, okay, what went through my mind was like, did Ducky look at her own toes? It just caused her to shut down?
She's like, I can't do this anymore.
I'm just like, this is an interesting problem to have. Have you heard of socks?
Ducky getting toe pics in her DMs? I mean, not yet, but it could happen.
Oh,
Don't encourage
wait,
this.
that's a good point. Cat brings up a good point that Ducky, you do have webbed feet, so maybe you're just like you have fear of what you don't know, and what you don't know is toes.
What you don't know is toes. It's the funniest out of context sentence.
Yeah. Alright.
You like my goggles?
Yeah, I love them.
Thanks, I stole them off
What
a
are they
bat.
for? What? Why did the bat have goggles?
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'll start sending people toe pics. Who wants toe pics in their DMs?
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking toe.
Let's fucking toe.
We are so back, gamers.
Gamers were so back. Toe pics
Wait,
in the
who do I bring the
DMs.
Geo to open it?
The guy that's right behind the museum.
Cool.
Let's fucking toe chat.
I am in hell.
I'm
We're
sorry.
so fucking back.
Is your body fighting you? Do you need to go?
Oh, no, I'm good. I was
Just
just
the
talking
toes?
about you and your fucking toe tangent.
Oh.
Our tangent.
I know, somebody in chat's gonna be like, toe pics, please? In my DMs?
I mean, you know,
Please? Just one?
please, just a crumb of toasty.
Toasty.
Okay, how do I give him processed Geo?
How much? $100.
Oh, there we go. Oh, how much? What did I get? 10 copper ore.
Yeah, if you pay me $100.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can get the
actually,
Toasty.
My price is actually $90.
I'll actually, if you're into like pubes, I'll like Photoshop hair onto it just for you.
Oh my god.
Did you just say pubes in regards to toes?
Yeah. Can I get one with them spread? Absolutely. I've got feet pics in my old
That will cost
Dropbox.
extra.
Yeah, that does cost extra. But I got feet pics back in my old Dropbox from my sex work days.
Okay,
I don't
need
even have to
money.
take new
I'll
ones.
fucking do it. I'll fucking do it.
I don't even have to take new ones. Have this
Yo, I got
4-year-old
carrot seeds.
toe pic.
Got an oyster.
Don't tempt me. I mean, I'll take $100. You're tempting me. That'll help. That'll help.
Mine are only $90.
Look, all I gotta say is if you look at that, you look at that little,
undercutting the market.
you look at that little graph I got on the top of the stream. $100 will get me real close to fully covering my model expenses.
Yeah,
not the
you
life.
have the future-proof feet.
Yeah. Also, my new model does have feet out, so just for you, babies. Where the fuck is that bat?
So is my 2.0.
I love that our 2.0s just have feet out.
Hell yeah. And canonically, the shoes that I have do have, like... You know how in Avatar Toph had, like, the open foot shoes?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she could see? It's like that. So those dogs are, like, they're poking.
Oh yeah, my dogs are barking. I haven't showered in like 3 days. Those dogs are barking.
Face.
Huh? Yes?
An invasive crab species living near the local mine. Okay. So I'm gonna say, well, slay 4 crabs. There we go. I can.
Oh yeah, 4
Oh,
crabs.
I have
That's
a
easy.
gold coral. What do I do with it? What do I do with golden coral?
I'm not sure actually.
You can just sell it.
Yeah, it's true. If you don't know what to do
Okay.
with it, selling it's always an option.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's not really much you do with coral.
Oh.
I'm gonna cry. Why the fuck can I not find the ladder down here?
I mean, have you...
There it is.
Have you checked your butthole?
What about my butthole?
Get up, butt. Oh. Have you not heard that?
No.
You haven't heard have you checked your butthole?
No.
Oh, girl, you're missing out.
Apparently so.
Such a banger. It's a banger.
What am I checking my butthole for? Just like an in general
Later,
kind of thing?
listen to
or-
the song, Have You Checked Your Butthole?
No.
It's a banger.
What are they checking their butthole for?
I don't know, it's a whole song about it.
That's crazy.
SMH, Peach doesn't know the butthole lore?
I don't.
Unless it's fingers in...
I do know that
Butthole.
butthole lore. That is true.
Of course. You know, Kanye West, he does like fingers in his ass.
He sure
Only on
does.
Sunday.
I think, honestly,
Does it
I think it would be
say-
most days.
I just have to defeat rock crabs in general. What floors do they appear on?
They're in the earlier floors.
Alright, I'm just gonna go down.
Gotta check my butthole for possible bleeding. Gore?
Gore?
Is there something
Gore?
I need to know? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that's happened to you, but still. There's a bat. I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Damn.
I'm terrified.
What's up, what's wrong? What are you hunting, Diesel? Because a lot of things were just said.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're hunting.
It could be anything, truly.
It really could.
Now if you'll excuse me, I'm blowing shit up.
And acting like you don't know nobody.
Every day of my life, truly.
Hey, Gore.
Yes, okay.
Anal
Gore, we're gonna have to
tearing is-
ban you from the chat.
Anal tearing is very serious.
It is. Remember, peg safely.
Peg safely.
Or it'll knock you down a peg.
It's the word of the day. Peg safely.
That's 2 words.
Stream. I guess I meant to say stream's message of the day.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. All right, I gotta get the fuck up on out of here. I'm out of energy again.
Wait,
I'm not.
Peach, I can bring you.
It's too late. I already got out.
Oh well.
I have to find crab.
More crab?
No, the enemy crab.
Oh,
Kill.
I got
The
excited.
request. Yeah, sorry, I don't have crabs.
It's okay. I think sometimes whenever you kill them, you get crabs from them.
Yeah.
So be
sometimes.
careful.
That's where I got the first.
Be careful. Those pinchers.
I meant like genital STD, but yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
I know
Oh,
what you
oh.
meant. Yeah.
Look, my be careful came from a weirder place.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking
kill
of
one
like
more
the
until-
little happy crab guy, you know, after you kill
Money
him.
don't jiggle
Boop,
jiggle.
boop, you like jump from side to side.
Jiggle for sure.
Mouthless face, fog.
It was a joke!
Oh my god!
I was
Based.
joking!
Based!
I mean,
That is so based!
I wasn't joking about how many foot pics I have in storage, but
god.
Peach, if you need me to, like, before you send it, if you need me to review it, you know I got you.
We gotta make sure they're quality.
yeah.
Quality checks, and, like, making sure nothing, like, doxing is in there or anything. You know?
Yeah. Make sure there's nothing in the background that shows my face.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, I'll send toes. You win!
That's fucking hilarious.
You win! You get toes! Thank you for the
But,
$100. Thank you for the dono. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna cry, but I don't know if it's because I have to send toes or if it's just a general
because of
I'm
the money.
emotional. Yeah. Could be
Peach,
both.
you're gonna be known as the
Yeah, could be
toe VTuber now.
God damn it! I was already known as the piss VTuber.
I mean, who wasn't, though?
I thought you were known as the corn VTuber.
Yeah, I was known as the corn VTuber too.
corn?
Yeah, people used to make jokes that I would fuck corn because I made that, or Gore made that Country Girls Make Do back with my old model.
Mean, they do.
And everybody started sending me corn memes after that. I was also known as the
Is that when we found Corn Daddy, or?
yeah.
Space.
Also, the joke was that I like to eat grass for a while. All right, I'll send my toes. What kind of toe pics you want? I'll dig through my Dropbox while I sleep. What kind of toe pics you want? I got you.
Do I need the slime?
Look, I stick to my word. Peasus, yeah, Peasus was a thing.
Oh wait, shit! It's 11:30.
11:40 now. Start running.
Fuck.
What kind of toe pics you want? I got a whole folder in my Dropbox called
Hey,
feet.
what kind of tussy you want?
Yeah, I got a whole folder in my Dropbox called feet. What you looking for? I feel like I'm gonna open my jacket and it's just gonna be full of toe pictures. Hey kid. Hey kid, what kind of toe pics you looking for? Like,
I got what you need.
that's my next rig.
What you need is tokens.
That's gonna be my next model toggle. Is I can open my jacket. It's just gonna be a bunch of pictures
My
of paws.
God. Little Polaroids.
Little Polaroids of paws.
Oh, I love
I got
that.
like toe
goods.
beans.
Wait, Peach.
Yeah.
I think it would be fucking hilarious if you just sent
My
if
money
you
don't
just
jiggle
sent
my
King
God.
just a picture of your dog's feet.
Wiggle, wiggle, for
My
sure.
Sir!
Bruh!
Thank you!
Did that finish the goal?
It did.
Let's fucking
serious?
go.
That's my whole model paid for.
Let's fucking go.
And I'm getting raided. What the fuck?
Oh my lord. What a time to raid.
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody want feet pics?
Yeah, hi Choco
Yeah.
Bunny. Does anybody want feet pics? Because apparently that's on the table.
From both
Hi
of
everyone,
us.
how are you doing? How was Smite? How was your stream? Thank you so much for the raid. Hi Raiders, my name is Peach. I'm going crazy.
Crazy? You know, I was crazy.
I was crazy once. Well, the once is today. Hi everybody, I'm losing my mind. How are you? Hi. Oh, hi Chucky. How was your stream? I hope you had a good one.
Wait, does when it rains, is it auto water the crop?
It sure does.
Based. Eternal sleep.
I hope you. Yeah, $100 for feet pics. Oh, I do have fluffy ears.
Honestly?
That is true. But apparently, if you pay me $100, I'll give you feet pics.
Honestly, not a bad deal.
Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Dog Pound. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Also, hi Raiders. My name is Peach. I am your local cyberpunk dog girl VTuber. I am a variety streamer. I've been playing a shit ton of Elden Ring lately, but today I decided to play with my friends and play a little bit of Stardew Valley, which I haven't played in a minute. So, I hope you all are having a great day. I hope you all enjoyed Chalky's stream. I am currently streaming with my friend YGGY and my friend Ducky. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I just got a tip, so now I have to do math.
Oh no, you're good. Currently, I am raising
1200
money
seconds.
for my new model, my 2.0. My friend Diggy is raising money on her channel to help cover some costs while she is in between jobs. She's currently doing a donathon, and the more money you donate, the longer she has to stream for.
Yep.
She is the top priority here, despite me just getting a $150 tip.
Because you also
Counts for
just
feet
finished your
pics.
goal.
Yeah, I did just finish a goal, but that was just for my live 2D model. It doesn't
Oh,
cover
so
rigging.
you have to do the rigging.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I gotta actually add up real quick, which I'm actually going to do right here in a minute. And that's all I've got. Sorry to hit y'all with so much information right off the bat. But
Oh, and I'm here too.
yeah, Ducky's here too. Ducky's not streaming. She's just here to teach us the ways of Stardew Valley because she's
Oh, yeah,
the
I'm
Stardew
an
girl.
expert.
Make sure we didn't hit a goal. No, next goal is 300. Okay.
Yeah, let me go ahead and fix my thing real quick. Oh, thank you, Gore. I just posted that myself. Let me update.
Wait, there's another backpack upgrade for 10,000.
Yes.
Yep.
I need to update my goal real quick. What was the $500 thing even? I don't even remember. It's been that long.
Wait, hot air balloon?
What was it? Oh, y'all get to pick the song for my first cover. That's fun. I'm still letting y'all do those things, by the way. So, enjoy.
Shit.
Yeah, you get to pick the song for my first
Right,
cover.
sweet.
So that's fun.
I
Well,
forgot to check it's right. It's sweet for me.
I'll let
still.
y'all do that here soon then. Alright, next goal is $700.
What is? Buy books.
Upgraded.
Oh,
Updated.
these books.
Yes, you can buy books from that guy, and they're very
And
important.
what the fuck is this hot air balloon?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. That means I should worry about it.
Nah, it's fine. You're safe.
Yes, you're good.
You're safe here.
I'm never
It
safe.
doesn't explode or anything.
No, not at all. Man,
Damn,
these
be a lot
goggles
cooler
are
for
goofy
dead.
as hell.
What the fuck are they for?
I don't know, they're just like aesthetic.
Fair enough.
Alright, we got red, orange,
Hello,
yellow.
my wife. Future wife.
Do. Are you talking to Abigail?
Oh
or...
no, I think my dad's going to cook dinner tonight.
Are you talking about Abigail or your biological
That's
father?
what she said.
Oh, I was like, what's wrong with your father's cooking?
No, he makes good chili.
All right, traditional dad.
Yeah.
Love that for him.
My dad once fucked up microwavable mac and cheese.
Oh,
How?
traditional dad.
All right,
He-
have some time. We're going into mine.
He didn't see the correct fill line.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I've been there.
All right, I need to find those spooters. Also, I have to kill slime.
You vote closer by 9 Inch Nails. That's been your vote since, like, I mentioned that I wanted to do a cover.
What if you did brain implosion energy?
I don't know what that is.
SMH, you haven't been paying attention to what me and Yuki have been obsessing over?
No. I'm not in that server anymore.
Wait, you left it again?
Yeah. So I didn't
Damn,
see
you,
it.
like, sneak away.
I'm just quiet.
Fair.
Ducky, what are you eating?
Huh?
What are you eating?
Green beans?
Oh, are they good?
Burned beans?
Green beans.
Green beans. I
They'll
said
be
burned
alright.
beans. I'm like,
Are they like out of a can? Or
Yeah.
are you eating them out of
Why
the
wouldn't-
can right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Kinda sounds like you are.
woo! I killed all the crabs I needed to.
Actually, no, I hear a bowl. I hear a bowl.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
10,000 grams. Oh my god, I should probably make myself coffee after this. Actually, you make a good point.
Yeah,
Green
thank you,
beans,
Kula.
Green beans.
Because you can't
This
overthink
motherfucker
it. Your
eating
heart
beans.
stops. Brain implosion, energy.
Oh,
crave zero
I
thoughts,
didn't
want
fix
head
it, yeah.
empty.
I didn't fix the text. You're correct. I'll do that. Hold on. Give me 1 second. If I get jumped down here.
Oh, are you in the caves?
Yeah. Alright, there we go. There you go. Does that look better for you? Is that better for you, Gore? Thank you for the update. Beans or beans? I love beans. Gore does not like beans,
Sure.
though.
About toe beans.
Toe beans especially. Mykaru, speaking of toe beans, what kind of toe bean picks you want? You never answered me. You just donated $50 more.
Yeah, didn't even say anything, just donated more money.
Yeah, what the fuck? Who just does that?
I think he's a little embarrassed, you know.
DM it to
shy.
me. DM it. What do you want?
Do you really think he's shy when he just donated
Publicly donated money. For...
$150 for
You never know.
Oh, hey, there's a crab. I got a crab.
Come on down and claim your toes. That's crazy, Gore.
Come get your prize of toes.
Your
I
prize are free
love your husband so
toes.
much.
I love my husband too. He's a menace, though. My husband told me the other day, he was like, you can flirt with whoever you want to flirt with if it means that you'll end up famous.
That's base.
I was like, sir? He was like, flirt with all the big name VTubers. I don't give a shit. Just make sure that you end up famous off of it.
Alright.
I was like, alright, that's a big fucking responsibility. Fucking gold digger. I love our husband.
just helping
Cool,
you-
stop trying to claim him!
He's just helping you fulfill your dreams, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's not wrong. Being a VTuber.
Oh, that's your entry for the tweet cat. That's mean.
Look, being a VTuber and making enough money as a VTuber to be able to support my family is my dream, so
Yeah.
he really is just trying to support my dreams, and I do appreciate it. But
I love that
sometimes, sir, we get a little feral with it.
Fuck, I did give you that idea myself.
But this is the same man that was totally chill with me doing sex work.
I mean, he's just based like that.
I think, look, get real close. I've got a secret for you. I think he's just got a hot wifing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You know, like
Yeah.
dudes that like their kink is like showing off how hot their wife is.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I mean, hey, you know what? Good for him. No, it like, yeah, you know.
You know?
Oh, Gore.
Oh, Gore.
We have a child to buy a
It's a-
pony
it's a-
for.
Ducky, I wish
It's
that
a
was a
win-win
joke.
for
He's
everyone.
being dead ass. He looked at her when she was in the NICU and told her to her face, "If you survive this, I'm buying you a pony." And I was like, "With
And
what
survive
money?"
she did.
Yeah, she heard that and went, "All right."
All right, bet.
Never got sick
Her
again.
first fucking words are just gonna be pony.
Yeah,
Where
pony.
pony?
Where?
Yeah, first sentence.
She knows sign language already.
Damn.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I've been teaching her
Did she sign pony?
to make it easier for her to learn words.
Sign pony!
I'm waiting for the day where she signs more pony, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
More pony? This one was not enough. I need more.
Teach her French? I don't speak French, Kula! We've had this conversation!
They get
I can speak French.
Harry.
Oui, oui.
She's learning Spanish, and she's learning sign. That's all she gets.
That's all she gets.
Better than most kids.
True.
Peach, you could throw some Japanese in there. Just sprinkle it on.
I actually have been.
Shit.
I actually have been.
Shit. I
Damn.
have to fucking... Because chat gets a tweet
Trilingual.
for me, cat being the only entry, and that entry being a bunch of bot summoning keywords.
Do you speak French, Kula?
I don't... Kula. Peach knows way more Japanese than I do. I know like 2 words. I'm not gonna
putting
share.
Crab in the chest again.
I know the anime words,
for
and that's
you-
about it.
I know enough
Speak if you
Japanese that
want
when me and
the,
Gore watch anime, I get on his nerves about, like, dialects.
I know Goro Majima's died.
Hey, I made it to floor 40. Got a slingshot.
Hey!
Hey.
Baba Booey. Oh wait, I can plant the mixed seeds.
Yes, you can.
What? Where am I? Oh, right there.
We have to give Bunny the world and a pony is so true. But first, I have to own a house with land for said ponies. So if you guys would help me become
I mean, just
B
put 'em in your
Shoujo level
backyard.
famous, so my daughter can have a barn full of ponies that her father keeps promising her for every successful thing she's ever done in her life, I'd greatly appreciate it.
So why do you want to be famous? Oh, I just want to spread, positive vibes. I want to, I want the money. My asshole husband keeps promising my daughter a pony.
And there's nothing I can do about it except give her the damn pony.
Yeah. No? What is that? I've never heard of that word.
She's never heard of that word. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
if you want to make up some BS tweet, go for it.
look, hey Peach, why do you want to be famous? Because I would love to share joy to the world, and also because my husband thinks our daughter deserves a pony for every tiny life achievement. And we do not have pony money or pony space.
Listen, there's a castle for
I saw that.
2.3 million. So like,
I suggest
That's my
that
dream
you
house,
get her.
actually.
I suggest you get her like a My Little Pony.
Yeah, we just buy her My Little Ponies instead.
I mean, you
Yeah.
never said how big the pony.
I think she's
Exactly.
she's gonna feel cheated. She's gonna learn the middle finger as her next sign.
God.
Texas
Yeah,
has
she's gonna
cheaper
do it
castles.
accidentally.
Does Texas have
And you guys-
castles?
I don't
fuck?
fucking think so.
I don't.
The Irish moved to Texas, started building castles. Oh fuck! The
I
egg
mean-
festival already?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus, that was fast.
I know, right?
Anyways, I'm harvesting kale,
Congratulations.
but not that kale. That one's not ready yet. Why are we starting with Fluttershy first? Don't we want her to be a lesbian? I thought Rainbow Dash was the go.
Say that'd be Rainbow.
Sleepy Ducky.
I need
oh,
to
it is getting
donate
close to your bedtime,
This
actually.
ancient seed.
Oh my god.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we can like.
No! More Stardew!
When
I get to be away from my dog. It's fantastic.
The dog you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. The dog.
My crops stuck.
Hey, I didn't want the dog. The dog appeared to me, alright?
The dog appeared to me in a dream.
Dude, okay, here's the story about this dog, alright? For those who don't know.
Oh,
Alright,
Kuma.
he had I was scrolling on like I was like, all right, I'll just look at like some shelter dogs just for funsies, you know, tee hee
Okay.
haha. And then I see this puppy. He's the same exact breed as my dog. He, like the dog I already had, and he was born on my birthday, and he had the same exact name, Kuma, as my dog.
And so now Teddy exists. And has done
Yeah,
nothing
Teddy
but cause her
exists
pain.
because of all of these coincidences.
Okay, fun fact.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, the people I live with currently, really wanted to get a Maine Coon cat.
Okay.
Something she desperately wanted, but she was waiting till her 2 dogs passed away. Well, one of her dogs we had to put down last summer. He was just old. And the other one's getting close to that point. And we've been talking about, you know, she wants this Maine Coon, but they're like $3,000.
The chicken statue.
Oh, nice. But you know, like the Maine Coons are like $3,000, you know?
Yeah, Maine Coons are expensive.
And also you can't just get one. Like you have to get 2 cats. Like cats don't
Right.
live well by themselves usually. My cat's the exception. And so she was like, all right, you know, like, we'll wait before we get this cat, right? And we were like, all right, bet. So it turns out, she lied.
To your face.
She decided, fuck waiting. I found a breeder near us, and she had kittens that were born on my birthday. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy a kitten and not tell anybody. So we'd have no idea, which by the way, her birthday is Valentine's Day.
Oh.
3 weeks ago, this woman looks at us and goes, oh, by the way, I bought a cat.
By the way.
We went, what? And she goes, yeah, I put myself on the waiting list for a breeder, you know, thinking it would take a couple months. Well, she texted me back like a week later saying that she just had a litter born and asked if I wanted one from that litter. Well, they were born on my birthday, so I had to say yes. So I got one.
Of course.
And she goes, the only reason I'm telling y'all is just because they're due
Whoops.
soon. Like, she's supposed to come home soon. And we were like, what?
That is so powerful, though.
And she was like, yeah.
Just getting.
She's like,
the
yeah,
fucking cat.
the cat's supposed to come home soon. And we were like, okay. When? And she's like, a couple weeks. And we were like, okay.
Uh-huh.
She hadn't even told her husband that
Oh
she
my
bought this
God.
fucking cat. And then she goes, I shit you not. She goes, guess I should tell my husband now, huh? I got one
my
too.
God.
We all got one.
Let's go.
I'm stealing yours though. He's going in my house.
That's fine.
You left him in front of me. He's mine.
No, that's fine. I was gonna give it to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Chicken shrine. But yeah, and so she goes, I guess I should tell my husband. And we're like, yeah, probably. So she goes and tells her
Yeah?
husband, and her husband's like, how much money did you spend on this fucking cat? And she's like, don't worry about it. I can cover it with my next paycheck. And to this day, she has not told us how much money she spent on this cat, and this cat's been in our house for 2 weeks.
It's so fucking powerful, though.
And she's a great cat. She's very gentle. She plays with Bunny a lot, and she's super gentle with Bunny. And she's very sweet, and she's growing very fast. And my cat's starting to get used to her. My dog still wants to eat her, but you know, whatever. We keep them separate, so it's not that big of a deal. But still, at the end of the day, I'm just like, bro. Where did you get what was this cat? Oh, she's this yeah, Gore's mom is far too powerful for her own good. I wish like it was a
That is
joke.
amazing.
She's ridiculously powerful. This woman is a paralegal. She does not fuck
Yes,
around.
Conquerors hockey.
She really does, for real, for real.
Love that for her.
We love her dearly though. She's fantastic. But yeah, no, that woman has to have Conquerors hockey or something because God, the
She
way
ain't normal.
she just be doing shit and everybody else just goes along with it because that's all you can do. A woman's built different.
Truly.
And then she told us the other day, she went, oh yeah, the breeder's selling the kitten that I got, Nova. She's like, oh yeah, the breeder's selling Nova's dad. And I was like, don't.
Yeah, no.
She was like, I'm not
No.
going to. She's like, I did think about it, but you know, that's
My
expensive.
God.
She's like, it's expensive, and Nova looks exactly like him, so he's not really
Yeah,
the.
confusing.
She says she wants a black one next, a black cat next, which is great. I also want a black cat, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But she's like, I want a black one next.
They are
and-
under adopted.
Yeah, and well, Nova is she's a color called gray smoke. And that's what color her dad is as well.
Just like Sanji.
Yes. And that's what color her dad is. And she was like, so I decided not to, but if he was black, I probably would have found a way. And I was like, what?
Woman?
Though I did look at Gore and I was like, maybe we could get him.
Oh my god.
Because I also want a Maine Coon. And once we move, my cat has my dog. My cat helped raise my dog, so she thinks my dog is
Aw.
her baby. And because of that, she doesn't
That's
like
really
kittens.
cute.
She doesn't like
Oh.
kittens because she thinks she's a dog. And so she's getting close to the kittens. She's getting close to the new kitten, but she's getting used to her, but she's not the biggest of fans. But I'd like for her to get used to kittens. Oh, you're down here. Hi.
Hi.
I'd like for her to get used to the kittens, because I'd like to have
might
more
chop some
cats, because
trees.
Bunny likes cats.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have more cats growing up. I really want birds, but I can't get birds right now.
Gotta get a parrot and teach it to say creepy stuff.
Yeah, well, birds are just a lot of upkeep, and it's hard to do when you already have a baby. So no birds for me right now, but so until then, I'm just gonna get cats. And Bunny really likes cats. She loves to play with my cat Marcy. She's big on cats. So I was like, all right, maybe if I got an already adult cat, my cat would not lose her shit. Yeah, she said, and I quote, I can't afford him, though if he was the color I wanted, I would find the money.
You know, out of context.
Yeah. I promise we're talking about cats.
Yeah.
Do 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 do
Chop,
do
chop,
do
chop,
do.
chop, 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 chop.
Come here. Son of a bitch.
Chop, chop.
Yay! It is 7 p.m.
It sure is.
But yeah, she's a very funny woman. I greatly enjoy having her around. Well, and the funniest thing about her
That's
is,
good. You hear so many mother-in-law horror stories.
yeah, unfortunately,
like-
Gore has to put up with my mom, so he gets the horror
Yeah?
story. But she's really a great woman, but she's very stoic. So like when we told her that I was pregnant, like she was like the first person to know. And she was like super stoic about it. She was like, all right, she was like, all right,
shit, I gotta
how are you
talk
feeling about it? Like she wanted to like walk us through it, which I really appreciated. Cause it was, unexpected. But she we wouldn't tell her what the gender was. We were gonna save it for Christmas. We did a Christmas gender reveal announcement for our family. So we wouldn't tell her what the gender was. And this woman was so nervous that somebody else was gonna find out before she did. Only for us to tell her on Christmas and for her to say yay with the straightest face I have ever seen on a human being. Like,
It's ridiculous.
she is so funny. She doesn't show excitement very well.
God. Chat just made me do the fucking, bot summoning tweet.
Oh, yay. I did
Help,
that.
my wallet got hacked and I lost my NFTs. I got falsely suspended and locked out of my account. I want this on a shirt. Do you know any artists with open commissions? Please DM me.
I did that to myself on accident the other day. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw my
no.
mental breakdown trying to find an artist for my starting soon screen for my 2.0.
I didn't see that.
It was
but
a
oh, no.
bad time. Yiggy has gone to bed.
Oh my god, it has 14 fucking replies already, and I just tweeted it.
Oh my god!
Literally a
terrifying.
minute ago. Oh no!
You're in danger.
Oh, this is the worst.
Close your DMs.
This is the worst. This is the fucking worst.
You have to close your DMs for your own safety.
I'm going right now. Fucking, where do I even do that?
Settings, privacy.
and safety, I think.
Yeah.
Direct messages. No one.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, fucking get out. Get the fuck out.
You alerted the horde.
Every single one of them.
They're coming for you. Oh shit!
Yeah,
I was
it's
almost at
11.
floor 50. No!
No!
I gotta book it home!
Yeah, Cat. Do you see how many fucking replies it already has?
I need to go look. Let me beeline it home. I got 20 minutes. Can I do it,
Fucking-
chat?
My poor notifications. You know, I'm gonna have to fucking mute that tweet immediately.
It's the way I have notifications turned off on Twitter, except for people that I follow.
Hmm.
So like if I follow you and you comment or like a post, I'll get the notification. But
Wait, are you in bed? Oh.
Yeah. It has 20 replies. I mean, 19, because that includes my own. Fucking... I need to mute this fucking post. I need to mute this conversation. Jesus Christ.
Alright, are you guys ready to get some eggs?
Fuck yeah!
can I have chickens now?
Cheep,
No,
cheep, cheep,
I was-
cheep,
I-
cheep, cheep,
I-
cheep, cheep, cheep,
Oh,
cheep.
it's
Just-
East. It's the Easter thing, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I forgot.
Um,
Okay,
Okay, my
You were
tropical
so
growers still
excited!
watered, or...
it's okay.
you still have to water them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought that like the darker soil for some reason was.
It's
Turn
alright.
your phone into a vibrator with this one simple.
Oh,
Oh my
God. It's okay. It's okay, Ducky. You didn't mean to get my hopes up, only to dash them in front of my very eyes.
Let me go for the festival.
God!
Where's the festival at?
It's in the town. You can't get
Cool.
there yet.
It starts
Oh?
at 9.
Yeah.
Oh, my energy is still low.
What time did you fucking go to bed? Why is it so low?
Because I popped out for a second to put some stuff in the chest.
Oh.
Fuck it, I'll fucking rest
just
in
rest.
the bed until.
No, it's not really like you need energy for the egg
Yeah.
hunt.
No,
know.
but like.
And Ducky's gonna win, because Ducky always wins.
No!
What if I
Yes.
fucking just nail it?
I mean, you could. I like to
Like,
steal the
I'm
eggs
a natural
from the kids.
at getting eggs.
I guess this is topical. Like, Easter just ended.
Yeah.
Dude, there's such cute things on Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
True.
They really went
That's
off
still a thing?
this spring.
I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
looked at it yet.
Like, I
I've
just,
been
like,
playing
never hear
it.
anyone talk about it. So
Yeah,
I
I've
just
been playing it just because like I don't have the time to sit down and play Animal Crossing every day, but like
Fair.
I can pull out my phone, you know.
That's probably
It's
why
just-
I got back into it, was when Bunny was really little, and I was, like, up with her all night, and I just needed something to
Yeah.
do on my phone.
Yeah. Like you
Okay,
need something to
festival
do for
time.
like 3-minute bursts.
Yeah.
Right. And Candy Crush just ain't hunting anymore.
Look, you can only be a
Yeah.
you can only do MILF shit so much.
It's
Mhm.
true.
I like older women
Listen.
and want kids. I'm an expert at looking for eggs. Oh my god,
Oh my
Cooler.
god! That's fucking amazing. That's a banger.
I need to go get more water. I'll do it after the egg festival. You know, whenever Ducky shows up.
I'm just stretching my calves on the windowsill, alright?
Alright.
Yeah.
God, your hair makes you look like a boy named Timmy.
Fuck you!
Yeah. No.
No,
Peach
don't you
is
fucking
right.
dare.
I didn't buy anything. I was just looking.
It's strawberry seeds!
Oh boy,
Wait,
here we go.
but
We're about to lose all of our money. Ducky goes apeshit on strawberry seeds every year.
I mean, I like strawberries.
It's the moneymaker!
It's true, it is. You
Is
make so
it?
much money from strawberry seeds.
Then fuck yeah,
That's the
spend
strat.
it's an investment. It's called an investment.
Just run around and talk to everybody.
Yeah, you get friendship.
Alright, where's my wife? Where's my babe?
She's usually hanging out with Sebastian and them. She's friends with them.
There she is.
She's besties with them, so.
Oh, she doesn't have good taste in men. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
She's
really
gonna get a
fucking
woman.
sad that, like, after you marry them all, like, they just, like, stop hanging out together.
Yeah, they stop hanging out with
they
each
were
other.
just after her pants.
They were, truly.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Peach, ready?
save her. I'm gonna save her.
Uh-oh.
I believe in you. You can get it. You can get it. No, go on.
Yeah.
Almost there. Just angle it a little bit more to the. Yeah.
Wait.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Beautiful. You look
It
good.
looks like a minion. It looks like a minion.
Yeah, a little
It looks
bit.
like a minion wearing a fucking bunny outfit.
Hey, Niggy,
Yeah.
why?
You know
Why
I'm
you have to
right.
make everything? Why do you have to make everything a fucking Among Us or a minion?
You know
it's
why.
not my fault. It looks like a fucking minion.
Good luck on the egg hunt. Thanks. Is purple quality better than yellow? Yes.
All right. Where are the eggs? I want eggs.
You gotta talk to the mayor.
Where's that?
He's right
fucker?
here.
Yeah. Let's start. I'm gonna hit the gritty so hard.
All right, I'm about to fertilize so many eggs.
Yeah.
I wish I could jump. How old am I? That I'm partaking in this egg hunt with children.
Hey,
Great
Abigail's there
boy.
too, and so is Maru.
I guess that's
And
true,
Sam.
and they're old enough to get married, so.
Well, this is a small town.
Yeah, you know,
Alright,
you make a
alright,
good
fucking-
point.
How do we where did we find eggs? I think I found one. Hi, I got an egg. I'm so good at this already.
So fucking proud of you,
Killing
bestie.
it. I
Oh,
saw
you
it
son of a
first!
bitch!
I saw it first, bitch!
You son of a whore! I need all these fucking kids to move.
Move, push the children out of the way.
Yeah, genuinely.
I found that egg first.
God, Ducky is tearing my ass up.
No, how do I get back there, Ducky?
Ugh,
Now, how many did you get, Duck?
I don't know.
I think me and Peach tied.
I think so. Ducky drank a Joja Cola before this. Cheater.
No, I did not. And also, the speed doesn't carry over to the egg hunt.
Damn. Oh, Yiggy won.
What?
No! I got 7.
Me and Ducky got 6.
Fuck!
Let's fucking go! The prophecy was fulfilled. Let's fucking go!
I would have won if Yiggy did. Oh my
What happened to all
god.
of our money?
Strawberries.
Ah,
Oh,
okay, that's
I
fine.
forgot to prepare soil for this. Uh-oh.
I have some soil. I
I also have some that's open over here if you need it.
Alright.
I
Get
got a cool
everybody
hat.
get out your fucking
Watering cans.
watering cans.
Ground is pre-watered for you, baby.
No, I don't want to offer these to. Oh my god! All right, Peach? Where the fuck is your like?
My house? Over
Oh,
here.
I found it.
Right in front of the. There you go. Ground's already pre-watered. Some of it even has some nice little boosting. Oh my god, I look horrifying in the dark.
Yeah, you do. Holy shit.
A lot of my grounds even, or some of my grounds even got some nice little fortifying
I'm putting out some
fertilizer
more.
in it. Yeah, get absolutely fucked apparently. Yiggy wins.
Plant. Get fertilized. Get fertilized. Get fertilized.
Me. It's breeding season.
Hey, yo.
Gore said, congrats for getting the egg hunt on your first try, because Ducky didn't let me do that on mine.
You. I'm just so skilled, you know.
The true gamer is been revealed.
Truly.
Who do I have a DM from?
Oh, bots are spreading.
No, it's Kula. Kula was sending me the brain implosion energy drink song. Hi, King!
Brain
Why did you roll up the
implosion.
moment I started talking about breeding?
Hey,
What's going on?
Peach.
Hey, yeah?
King was in my chat.
Oh,
It's time for sleep.
I'm sleeping.
Oh,
Sorry.
Ducky!
I was planting the goddamn strawberry.
It's always
The
Ducky.
strawberries will be there when we wake up.
It's always Ducky. It's
No!
never me. Except for when it is me.
But then it's still Ducky.
Oh, I've been here lurking. That makes sense. Ooh,
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Queen of the Sauce. What recipe did we get today? Coleslaw. Great. Love myself some coleslaw.
God, no, not coleslaw again.
Again? Oh, I leveled
There's a
up.
whole thing in the server about coleslaw.
I slashed
thanks
one
to
piece
Potter
of
being
kale.
cursed.
Potter is cursed as
Damn.
hell at all times.
You
Love
don't
him,
wanna
though.
Be here while I'm. Oh yeah, we love him to death.
But what the fuck is wrong
However,
with him?
comma.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Oh yeah, Brazilian.
Oh, Brazilian. Like the bikini?
Lucky, there's some more spots here for strawberries.
Oh, I already planted them all.
Oh,
Like the bikini
I was-
Brazilian, or?
It's gonna come help you
What the fuck
guys
do you mean, the
water your
bikini?
crops.
I watered on mine.
yo, I got a silver carrot.
Ducky, why are you in me?
Oh, whoa.
I don't want your clay. Ducky, why did you offer me clay from that distance? That has to be a crime. Stop chasing me. I don't want your clay.
You need clay?
Leave me
Oh,
alone.
I got you, bestie. Hang on, let me grab my clay.
No!
Here, I got you. I got you.
She's
Where you
trying
at,
to
boo?
offer me her clay. I hear you. I hear you.
Where are you? Where are you?
rapidly clicking. It's so ominous. How are you catching up to me so fast? Oh, pity caught you digging through the trash, you trash-filled bitch. Stop offering me your clay.
Oh, are you guys? Oh my
not
god!
open yet.
The chase! Oh my lord!
Stop it. Stop.
Oh my lord!
Leave me alone. I don't want your clay. I don't want your carrots either.
Please respond.
I showed you my carrot. Please respond.
Oh.
What are you, a horse? Oh my god, I'm running for my fucking life, bro.
And yet you're still donating things to the museum.
Yeah.
Curious.
I'm multi-talented.
She's over there.
I got starfruit seed. What? I don't like
Giggy,
the
get
way
away
that
from
was-
me. Get the fuck away from me.
Did she drink soda before she started chasing me?
Turntables.
No.
Hey Peach, where are you?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Also, I got melon seeds and starfruit seeds, so we're good
Yeah,
for
but
the
that's-
summer.
Hey,
Yeah, we're
Ducky,
good for the
Ducky,
summer.
I noticed you rejected my clay.
Ducky's trying to
What-
force
what's,
drugs onto
what's,
you. Yeah, Ducky's trying to peer pressure me into doing the new drug called clay.
Hey, Ducky, why'd you reject my clay?
I must have hit the wrong button.
It was a total
And
accident.
I noticed you ran away after.
Oh, well, I mistook the S key for the W key and the A key for the D key. You know how it is.
Yeah,
He's
that
always
should make a lot
mistaken
of
the
sense.
A's
That
for the
happens all
D's.
time. How'd you go from A's to D's? I entered high school.
I hit 19, and that's how I went from A's to D's. No, wait, you don't cut down the long grass.
Why?
Because whenever we get a silo, you need that to feed your cattle and chickens.
Oh.
And so whenever you cut it down, once you have a silo, it automatically goes in the silo so that you can use it to feed your animals.
Oh. Well,
It's okay. We can grow more. We can buy more and grow more. It's not the end of
Okay.
the world. That's just the free stuff, so...
right. Because there was
And it
used
also
to be a lot
grows.
more. There used
Yeah.
to be a lot more.
Yeah, it also grows, so that's true.
Oh.
And it all dies in the winter, so...
Oh.
Less cool, but, you know. God, I need money to have a coop.
I'm sorry, I'm working on it.
Ugh. I also
I
need...
was gonna clear out some more rocks and stuff.
I also need crabs.
Did you grab the crab from my chest?
I did earlier. Unless you got another one.
Cool. No.
Okay.
I mean, unless it's the one I
No, I grabbed the one that was in
probably
there.
Okay.
Ugh. Or you work tomorrow. Today's Sunday. Saturday? What the fuck is today?
Today is Saturday.
Today is
God,
Saturday.
Jesus, Gore, you work for so many more days. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say if Gore doesn't work tomorrow, we can play.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just realized the timer's at 0.
Damn.
Well.
Well, now we're just having a good time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I like Gore's days off because we just get to hang out at the house, and I don't stream on those days. I just do like
Yeah.
I do
Enjoy his company.
Yeah, and I also play in YouTube's content. So I set YouTube
fair.
content to schedule upload, and I make TikToks that I can upload throughout the week.
Shit, I'm out of energy.
So I like when Gore doesn't work because it gives me time to do other things. Also, I can also prep for my 2.0, like find artists and do all that good stuff. So, which, by the way, finding artists has been the hardest part of this entire experience.
I'd imagine.
Because I want Grim and a lot of my stuff, and I'm planning on getting a lot of my art animated to use for like starting soon screens and and like ending screens. I have a BRB screen that's in the works. I'm actually supposed to get an update on that here in a couple days.
I need to get more like screens for stuff like that.
Well, I never did it before just because it was expensive, and I kind of did all my
the
other
only-
debuts on a budget, like a really tight budget. Like with Peach, I was able to debut with her pretty much as soon as the model was done because I made everything.
Right.
And then with Tragedy, the current like background and stuff that I'm using right now, all of that I pre-bought, like the background and layout and everything that I use I got from Etsy.
Huh.
Or
I'm
not
like-
Etsy, I got it from somebody's Ko-Fi, is what it was. So all of this was pre-made. The only new thing I bought, like I paid like custom for all this, was my background music. And there's a guy
The
on
only thing
Scab
I have
that does
is
it
the
pretty
starting
cheap.
soon screen.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy on Scab that makes really good background music for like $60.
Oh,
He's
hell
a,
yeah.
he's a Japanese guy. He's pretty great. But he's fantastic, and I love him dearly, and I love my background music. But that was really like the only custom thing I got for stream that wasn't like my model. Just cause, like, hey, 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 hey! Fucking
Monster
ghosts.
in the cave.
It was just the ghost. It was bothering me.
Got some energy back. Chop some more.
But but this time around for this model, I'm going. I will on Twitter, Gore, so I don't have to worry about it right now. I'm getting jumped. Ducky, I'm
Oh,
getting
Jesus
jumped.
Christ. Holy shit.
I'm getting jumped.
Yeah, you are.
Help. They jumping me. But this
hey,
time
a
around,
bomb.
I'm getting like all, yeah, you can have it if you want it.
Alright.
This time around, I'm
There
getting
are
all
bombs in
custom
this
stuff.
game?
Yeah, it helps.
yeah.
It helps with mining. But this time around, I'm getting everything custom. So it's more expensive, but that means I have to find artists for everything.
Why are you getting jumped twice?
I don't know.
If I want stuff
shit.
animated, I'm gonna go to Jisagi, I think.
There's somebody I found on VGen that animates pre-existing art for like $20,
Oh, wow.
and it's great quality. Where the
Actually-
fuck are all these?
I mean, Jisagi's expensive. So
Yeah.
imagine the cheap drops.
Yeah, if you ever need
Like, I
help
wanna get-
finding somebody to commission for anything, let me know, because I spend
Yeah.
hours on VGen trying to find stuff for my 2.0. But the hardest part about my 2.0 is the fact that I'm gonna die.
Up there to...
Oh, wow, you're gonna... What? That's a big thing to do for a 2.0.
Yeah, you know,
Kind
the
of
ladder's
a-
over here.
I mean, it's
I have
gotta
to
go
kill
through
some
lore, I
slimes.
guess.
Oh,
but,
that's
like...
cool. But no, I want Grim to be a part of my 2.0, my mascot.
Yeah?
I want him to be a part of my 2.0 like more than he is a part of my streams now. And so I want him on like my starting soon screens and like my ending soon screens and all of that. But the issue with that is that there are a lot of artists who draw humans who don't draw animals, which is fine. I get it. But then the artists that do draw animals and humans struggle with skulls, and Grim's whole face is a skull.
Oh, no!
So it's like every time I find an
The
artist,
perfect
I'm like,
storm
yeah.
of...
Every time I find an artist that can do one aspect, they can't do like I found an artist that can do two aspects, but they can't do the third. So it's like I found a furry
What I
artist. They can
wanna-
do wolves and they can do skulls, but they're not great at people.
Mm. I
So
want to do for my mascot, I'm gonna try and commission someone who does Fakemon.
ooh, that would be cool.
Because, like, my whole idea is, like, I want it to be like a leaf squirrel.
Yeah.
Supposed to be like Ratatouille scared. Which is, like, he, like, trims and, like, helps on the Yggdrasil.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I kind of want to be, like a
I think that-
modified version of that.
I think that'd be really cute. I love Grim. Don't get me wrong. I love Grim. I love Grim's design. I would never change it. It just means that when it comes down to finding artists, it's a little bit more difficult from time to time.
Yeah.
But that's true about even my own design. My own design is, I've learned, is fairly difficult for artists. And so anytime I find artists, I've been denied by artists in the past just because my design is too complex. Or I've been charged extra by artists because my design is too complex, which ups the price of things for my 2.0. So, and every time I go and I make her a less complex outfit, I don't love it as much as the complex one, so I end up changing it
Right.
back to a complex one later, and then I look like a dumbass. I'm like, I don't ever get any fan art. Yeah, bitch, you make characters
Yeah, I wonder
that
why.
would make an artist want to cut off their own fingers before they drew it. I'm so dramatic.
It's like, my 2.0 design is like it's a good complex.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some more water.
Yeah.
Chat, be good. I'm not muting myself, so if you hear me, like,
Fair?
die, it's fine.
Alright. Chat, arson! Ducky! Ducky!
Don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying!
There we go.
There you There we go! Oh, I got max proficiency, cookout kick, hit, and moss soup. Oh, wow. We're getting money! Woo, good. Yes, arson, arson, arson. Chaos and arson. Arson and chaos. Damn, I'm gonna not go to bed on time for Pokemon Sleep for the first time in a while.
Oh, damn. That's a problem.
I mean, I could cheat and just, like, do it now. Set it to be sleeping now.
That's true, you could. Mm. I forgot.
I don't cheat in Pokemon Sleep. I was
Really?
just saying I could.
Ash Ketchum didn't die for this.
Yeah, he died for other reasons that I definitely didn't have anything to do with. I swear.
I heard Sora was telling me that Horizons is actually pretty good.
It
I
is
was like,
so good.
Oh,
Okay, neurons activated. Neurons activated.
oh,
It's fucking amazing, Ducky. It is.
like it's not just it's not just the same shit. Like
It's not. It is
Animals,
completely different.
The animals
Yeah.
play all day. The animals play.
Pokemon
The
Horizons.
animals play.
I
The
cannot
animals
recommend it
play
enough.
all day. Hi, I'm back.
okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Also, it has multiple POC main characters, which is pretty cool.
Mm.
Sorry.
Different like dark
POVs.
of POC too. So like,
Okay.
I have returned. I came back with lemon
Woo!
cake.
hell yeah.
Lemon cake.
Yeah, it's Score's favorite flavor of cake, and his mom made it for his birthday.
Damn.
Education.
And you're
And
eating
adventure
it?
skills.
This is my first bit of it.
Rude.
Everybody else has already had a bunch, so.
I am getting.
But
a bit,
every animal was in the
tired,
kitchen.
Actually, though.
Oh no, that's fair. Me too. Every animal was in the fucking kitchen, tripping me. So. All four of
I
them.
have cheesecake still from the other
Ooh,
day.
cheesecake. I'm like Yiggy,
honestly, this might
your
be-
stream's over. So if you're ready to be done, we can be done.
Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, we went for 15 days.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Alright.
ready to be done, we can
Like-
be done. Ducky's just gonna keep playing
Yeah.
on her own. So
Alright, how do I exit game?
you go to escape
There we-
and then
I
you
got
push the
it.
exit game.
And it's only autosave, right?
Yeah, it saves at night.
Yeah, it only saves
Alright.
every night.
Alright.
I'm probably gonna
Do we
in
want a
stream
double
too.
raid?
Yeah, who are we gonna double raid? Because I'm gonna in stream too because I'm also sleepy.
Yeah. I mean, Salem is live.
We could raid Salem.
Could double raid Salem.
That would be fun. Where the fuck are they?
Let me do a little
Where-
outro real quick.
No, you're good. I'm trying to find where the fuck Salem is. She's not showing as live for me.
Are you sure you follow her?
Yes, I've raided her twice this week.
Okay.
Hold on, send me her thing, because it's not showing.
Huh. Let's look. Which is just probably having a normal one.
Yeah, of course, always. Always having a normal one. Thank you for sending that to me. Yeah, yep, totally live. Twitch just hates me.
Oh,
Oh,
course.
wait, no, you're correct. I'm not following Salem.
What?
Oh my god.
You're right.
I fucking called that shit.
Well, I've just followed her now, so she's about to find out. Alright, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get my stream ready. Stream, you ready to go? Chat, you ready to go say hi?
Oh yeah, let me set up the raid message.
Alright, go be nice.
I'm gonna take a sip of water. Nico, thank you.
And raid has been created.
Alright, bye everyone. Y'all be good.
In. Wait, it's not ready to go yet.
Okay, wait, never mind. I gotta wait for Yiggy. Get your chips and your
it's ready.
cheesecake.
Okay. It's
Okay.
ready.
It was nice to meet everybody.
Bye.
Nice to see everybody. Have a good time. Bye.
Bye.
Get the fuck out of here!